You all know that the north of Gaza Strip is besieged for 10 days now. No food, no water, no electricity, and even no moving. I have a cousin. His name is Mahmoud. He's generous, he's brave, he's strong, the same age as mine. And today Mahmoud was distributing water in Al Fawga school in Jabalia. He wanted to stay in the north. He stayed in the north. He was only helping his people. He was with two friends. The Israeli drone bombed them inside the school while distributing water for the starved people for months and 10 days. He was killed. He was killed because he said no. He was killed because he was helping his people. He was killed because it was not okay for him. It was not okay that thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people are without water, are without food, and stuck in the Jabalia refugee camp and Jabalia displacement schools. Mahmoud is in a better place. I'm so devastated. We will miss him. He was really a soft-hearted, good guy. But I'm sure that he wanted this. He was okay with this. He did not escape. He did not lock himself inside the home or any home. He was making change. He was helping thirsty people to get water. And that's his sin. And that's our sin. Rest in power until we meet, cousin. Until we meet. Are you following what is happening now in the north of Gaza Strip? What is happening in Jabalia town, Jabalia refugee camp, in Beit Lahia, in Beit Hanun? What is happening in these places? Have you heard about these names during the past 2 weeks? Because it's almost 2 weeks since the Israeli army started the ground invasion and the siege of the north of Gaza Strip, where hundreds of thousands of people are still besieged, starved, without any hospitals, without any shelters, without any safe places. Like, before talking about the north of Gaza Strip, I'd like really to talk to you about the geography of Gaza Strip. Okay, so Gaza Strip is a very crowded, small piece of land. The area is about 360 square kilometers, and it's actually divided into 5 governorates. We have the north of Gaza Strip, we have Gaza City, then we have the middle area, Khan Yunis and Rafah. Okay, this is how we divide our strip. But last year, the Israeli army, when they started their genocide, they divided the strip to 2 parts, only 2 parts, based on Gaza Valley. Okay, to the north of the valley and to the south of the valley. About 50% north, 50% south. And since the first day, the Israeli army is trying very hard, crucially, in all ways, to empty the north of Gaza Strip of the population. That's why the population before the genocide was 1.1 million people in the north, and now it's between 300,000 to 400,000. Okay, Hala, this is not the thing. The north of the valley is the 2 governorates, the north of Gaza and Gaza City. The north of Gaza is almost an agricultural area. Basic, very crowded, with basic and simple infrastructure towns. Beit Hanun, Beit Lahia, Jabalia, in the borders between the north and Gaza City. That's it. Okay, that's it. Why people are living there? Because they have their lands there, they have their homes or even the rubble of the homes there. They have some lands to plant there. Okay? That's why they have the full right to stay in their homes. That's why they are still sitting in the north. Now, 2 weeks ago, the Israeli army groundly invaded the north of Gaza Strip and totally separated the ways between the north and Gaza City. And they told people, as it is, like this, okay? This notification reached some international workers, has updates of what is happening on ground in Gaza, that the Israeli army told people of Jabalia to evacuate only and only to the south. They cannot even evacuate Jabalia to Beit Lahia, or Jabalia to Beit Hanun, or Jabalia to the east of Gaza City. No, only to the south. You are supposed to leave or to be sieged, killed, bombed, starved. They told people that if you didn't evacuate to the south, or if you took any other road, you will be in risk. And this is the translation of this notification. So it's literally ethnic cleansing. Like for 2 weeks, they bombed schools. They bombed Abu Hussein school. Like the same day when they notified people to evacuate, to make the people feel that the Israeli army is a serious killer. Okay, they bombed Abu Hussein school. Abu Hussein school is where hundreds or thousands of people lost their homes, lost their lives, lost parts of their families, and then are sheltering now in this school. About 30 people were killed in that bombing. Not only this, Al-Auda, Kamal Adwan, Al-Indonesi hospitals are either near to Jabalia or in Jabalia, and they are all out of service. Daily out of service. People are killed in the ICU. People are not allowed to flee to any other hospitals. No electricity, no fuel, no food, no medicines for the whole people. And what makes it's insane and really scary that Jabalia is very, very small and crowded area. Do you know that Jabalia, the town, the market, the agricultural areas and everything is about 25 square kilometers only. And the camp, Jabalia refugee camp that was built in 1948 is only 1.4 square kilometers. 1.4. With a population of 100,000 people. That's really scary. You can imagine how Israel now is committing this genocide, and how do they tell the people and sell this cheap propaganda telling that we are launching a military operations against Jabalia. Jabalia is really small. The camp is really small, crowded, full of schools, hospitals, clinics, streets. In the normal days before the genocide, if you entered Jabalia to go, from Jabalia roads to go to Beit Hanun or Beit Lahia, you will lose at least an hour of your day. Because it's crowded, it's full of people, schools and crowded areas. You know, the refugee camps. And Israel is yet telling the people that they are killing hundreds of thousands of terrorists in Jabalia and in the north. People are so simple, so tired, so sick, starved, so scary. And Israel cut the internet connections and the cellular connections from the camp. They want to kill people silently. Aslan, if not silently, if we know about everything Israel is doing, what are we going to do? Nothing. We kept saying, keep your eyes on Rafah, keep your eyes on Rafah back in April. Now we are about entering November, and Rafah is evacuated, is flattened, is leveled, all of Rafah, and people of Rafah are displaced in most area, in tents. You kept saying eyes on Rafah, eyes on Rafah. Saying eyes on Jabalia will do nothing. Because Israel is not afraid of you telling them that Israelis, you are terrorists, you are killers, you are stealing the lands and the homes. Because they are doing all of this on front of the cameras, like live. The day before yesterday, I called a neighbor. Okay, a neighbor for me in Beit Hanun. Okay, and I was like, how are you and everything? And he told me, I can't imagine. I can't beer talking. I can't think. I can't remember what happened. I can't just review my thoughts and my memories about what happened. When he was escaping with his family, a missile was dropped on them. The Israeli army bombed them while they were evacuating from Beit Hanun. Then he lost his first son. He was killed. We know that son. We know him. He was my neighbor. He was killed. Then the second son, the younger one, a lot of shrapnels, like small shrapnels, like about 20 to 30 small shrapnels are all over his body. And he said that I carried him. I couldn't reach any hospital. I sat in a school. I got displaced in a school. And then I tried so hard to find anyone to have any medical treatment, any nurse, anyone. I found one, a displaced old nurse in the school. I got to call her to come to the class. Then the quadcopter started chasing us in the corridors of the school. What is the quadcopter? It's a small drone that can shoot, bomb, tell you what to do, call you by your name, record you, anything. Okay, it's the quadcopter. It's a new Israeli tool. You know, they're artists when it comes to killing people. And like, the whole school cannot move. The whole school. Schools are the only shelters for people now in the north, in the south, everywhere. And they're like, the Israeli quadcopters prevented us from moving between classes. If I wanted to go to bathroom, if I wanted to go to another class, I couldn't. I just can't. And at the same time, after all of this, that it's still happening right now. Everyone is dying. Everyone is dying. People are starved. People are thirsty. 3 days ago, you know, my cousin got killed when he was distributing water to people because people have been thirsty for days. Allah yarhamu. All of this is still happening. These massacres are still committed. No one is doing anything. No one is stopping arming Israel. No one is cutting their diplomatic or political ties with Israel. No one is besieging Israel economically. No one is doing anything. You know, no one is doing anything. And the Israelis are marching and celebrating on the borders of Gaza Strip after tomorrow, on the 21st of October. Why? Because they are celebrating that Israel is now back to build the settlements in Gaza Strip. They are now celebrating that they have the first settlement in Gaza Strip. People have been killed for 2 weeks and a year before, and everyone is silent. Everyone is silent. This is the real genocide. What is happening from the beginning of the genocide until the 6th of October is a thing. What is happening since the 6th of October, I mean the beginning of the ground invasion of the north of Gaza Strip until now, is another thing. This is a genocide. This is the last emptying to the north of Gaza Strip. And I'm not actually wondering, and I'm not surprised that the Israeli army and the Israelis in general in this time are announcing the first settlement in Gaza Strip. Of course, in the north of Gaza, because it's emptied from their people, from its people. Palestine is Palestinian, from the river to the sea. Gaza is for Gazans. The world is a criminal because you're silent. You're witnessing all of this, and just pretend that nothing is happening and pretend that this will end as everything before ended, and Gaza will stay resisting and it will be good and everything will end. And it's not a normal thing. 500 people have been killed during the past 2 weeks. And how? They have been bleeding in the streets. They were killed after bombing a hospital, Al-Yemen Said, twice in Jabalia. They were killed after bombing schools where they were sheltering, where it's supposed to be safe. They were killed after trying to help some injured people in the street. They were killed after trying to go to find food, water, medicine. They were killed sleeping. What is happening now in the north is a crime, a full crime. And for me, it's Uqsim Billah, it's the edge of the entire humanity. It's the final, the final test, okay? The final test for humanity. what is happening now in the north of Gaza Strip. If no one moved, then no one will ever move. If the shelters are not safe, if the hospitals are not safe, if the places that they ground invaded several times and killed people in the streets several times and have done everything like this several times, and now they're returning to it, killing any hope for people to stay safe, to sleep one night like comfortably, that means that these criminals do not want to stop this genocide. Okay, they do not want to stop this genocide. They're trying to empty the north of Gaza Strip, to take it over. What is happening right now is just more and more war crimes. But believe me, it's the final test for the humanity. If the humanity failed the Palestinians and the people of Jabalia, Beit Hanun, Beit Lahia, more right now, that means that al-alam as-salam. Tamam? Al-alam as-salam. Just don't blame anyone if he is or she is killing anyone or stealing the lands of anyone else. Because khalas, you approved it for Israel. What else we need to tell you to move or to do anything? Actually, this is not to tell you to move. This is only for documentation. One day you will just watch all of these. I don't know if we will be like alive or not, but this is what Israel is doing and has done. Hi everyone. 2 weeks ago I filmed a story with a man, a very brave farmer from Beit Lahia in the north of Gaza Strip. He was farming his land because he wanted to produce food. He wanted to be self-sufficient. There is no food entering the north of Gaza Strip. And today the Israeli army killed the farmer. He was killed. Like many people we know, like many things we know in the north of Gaza Strip. And the Israeli army is still until now for 17 days ongoing, non-stop, massacring people and emptying the north of Gaza Strip. How? By killing people, by besieging them, by starving them, by separating them, by bombing their schools and hospitals where they are sheltering, and then after evacuating them from these schools, burning the schools and the hospitals to make sure that people are not going to go back to these places, and to make sure that everything they got, all their properties and clothes, are burnt. The north of Gaza Strip has been annihilated in the most brutal ways ever. I have never expected that this will happen to us. And now after a year, actually, it's not even the beginning of the genocide. After a year, they're not afraid, they're not tired, they don't feel any pressure to do this. They are emptying the north of Gaza Strip. They killed everything and everyone. They killed our hope. I felt hope for a moment when I heard that someone is planting. And I've always loved the people of Beit Lahia because they're planting. Beit Lahia is green. They don't know anything but planting and farming with love to face all of this horror and all of this starvation. And now they killed this man. This man represents people and families and markets and many things that need to just go on. Like, something needs really to stop Israel. Anything or anyone needs to stop Israel, because look, maybe the world don't know how to deal with Israel, because what Israel is doing right now has never been done. Like, never. No one did that before. Maybe that's why people didn't know how to deal with Israel. Hi everyone. Excuse me for the darkness. It's night, people normally sleeps in this time. But in our case, Gazans, we get murdered in a cold blood. blood 30 minutes ago, only 30 minutes. The first picture of the last Jabalia massacre reached the media after 3 hours of committing the massacre. The Israeli army intentionally bombed and destroyed 11 to 13 residential buildings full of people in Block 7 Jabalia refugee camp. So 150 to 200 people so far, known, have been killed or severely injured. What will happen to the injured people? There's no ambulance reaching there, no firemen to stop the fire from eating the bodies of the injured and the children, no civil defense to grab the people from under the rubble, nothing, even journalists, no one to cover this massacre. Why? Because the Israeli army yesterday bombed and destroyed the last civil defense vehicle after kidnapping, actually, the whole staff a day before. Why is this happening? Because the Israeli army is besieging Jabalia and Beit Lahia and the hospital in between them, which is Kamal Adwan. And if you ask me what I am expecting from sending this message and what we are expecting as people in Gaza from telling you what is happening, I'll answer that I'm not expecting anything, actually, because this genocide has been on for more than a year. But the genocide inside the genocide, which is happening now in the north of Gaza Strip, in Jabalia, Beit Lahia and Beit Hanun, is happening for 20 days now, and no one is moving. I feel and I believe that the world actually is complicit in this, is silent in this. No one must be silent in this. Jabalia and people in the north in general have been annihilated in the most brutal ways ever. Only in the last 3 days. Only in the last 3 days. We've watched together evacuating the areas, killing people, torturing them, kidnapping them to unknown areas, children and men, separating men from women, injuring people and killing people, and evacuating the hospitals and schools by bombing either the entrances of hospitals or even whole floors, like what happened in Kamal Adwan, or bombing the schools like what happened in Hussein, Foga, Hamad and other schools. And after evacuating the people who survived the bombing, they burn the school and the hospitals, so people are not returning to the north again, displaced forever. I've been watching people walking on death lines, carrying their ID cards, taken, tortured, killed, button into a hole without knowing until now what happened to them after 2 days of the news. Like, several eyewitnesses, people saw what happened. No journalists, of course, no footage for burying people alive and putting them into a hole, shooting at them. I don't know what must happen for you to move. I don't know. But I know that you know where is Gaza. And I believe that it's now or never. You need to move. March from the entire world. March to Gaza and to the Palestinian borders. It's time to do anything on the ground besides protesting, besides demonstrations. Israel is not afraid of your protests. We're not afraid enough to stop all of this madness. Yesterday I watched a video of a woman who lost her 10 sons and daughters, evacuating alone, fleeing. I saw a woman holding like 2 hours newborn, saying that his mother was killed by the Israeli army while giving birth to this little child while she was in an ambulance vehicle. An ambulance. This can't be real. And this can't be the world that you want to live in and put your family in. Can't be. This must stop. خلاص 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 خلاص. 2 days ago, 87 people killed in Beit Lahia, and now 200 in Jabalia. So, what next? What next? Waiting for the 2 million to be killed, so no one is making headache to you? What next? What next? Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. It's the day 386 of the genocide, and I just have no words remain to describe the situation in Gaza Strip or to tell you anything to do, because simply the situation in the north of Gaza Strip is as this: no one is able to return to the north of Gaza. The north means Jabalia, Beit Lahia, and Beit Hanun. They told the people that it is a short military operation and everyone will be able to go back to their homes and to the camp and everywhere after evacuating them, of course, forcibly evacuating them. But then all what we see is that the Israeli army is cutting the roads between Gaza City and the north of Gaza Strip and permanently setting the army and the tanks and the soldiers in between Gaza City and the north. So what we are saying, what we are watching now is that people the north, even the north of Gaza Strip is separated between the north and Gaza City itself. And also the Israeli army is pushing now and putting more pressure on the west of Gaza Strip. Yesterday they bombed Asma school. Asma school is full of displaced people in a shelter refugee camp. They killed people while waiting in an aid distribution line, and it's the second time to bomb this school in 2 weeks. They put more pressure in other areas also in Gaza City. So what is happening in the north is as what is happening in the south. People are not able to go to Rafah. We are all trapped in Khan Yunis and the middle area, which is Deir al-Balah. Only trapped in this area, and as well the people in the north of Gaza Strip trapped in Gaza City, and they cannot go to the north towns. So yeah, these are the updates that you need to know. And yesterday more than 3 journalists were killed. The number of journalists killed until now during the genocide is more than 180 journalists. That means that the Israeli army is saying day after day that we are going to kill more people, and we are non-stop genociding the whole population in Gaza Strip, but we don't want eyes or witnesses or anyone to talk about this. The genocide is ongoing and the situation is just deteriorating day after day, and I promise I'm saying the truth, and this is the truth. The situation now in Gaza Strip is the worst since the beginning of the genocide. It was never worse than this, and unfortunately looks like it is going to be maybe worse later because of the ongoing emptying of the places and ongoing, let me say, trapping people in the middle of Gaza Strip. No one is in the north, and no one is the far north, and no one is the far south in Rafah and in Jabalia, Beit Hanun and Beit Lahia. Anyone is there is gonna be killed. That's it. And of course, when he or she or they are killed, there's no hospitals, there's no ambulance, there's no civil defense, there's no one. Anyone who is injured will plead to death. Anyone who is killed will just stay there. The body will not be removed from the streets or from under the rubble, and so on. And of course, anyone is alive there will die soon because there's no medicine, no water, or no food. This is the situation in Gaza Strip. احكي لي، عندك صندل تاني يا جوري؟ لا. هذا الصندل قديش اللي كنت تلبسيه؟
من زمان. هذا كنا هناك لقينا شبشب ولقينا الثاني لبسته.
يعني هدول لقيتيهن كمان مش تبعك؟ نايلة؟ هيك كويس؟ يا سلام. شوف.
وانت هي رغيف.
شكرا. يسلموا.
رغيف وانا هي رغيف. شكرا.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive in the day 391 of the genocide, and I have a very dangerous updates from the north of Gaza Strip. Today, it's almost 25 days since the beginning of the ground invasion, the Israeli military operation, in the north of Gaza Strip, specifically in 3 towns, Jabalia, Beit Lahia, and now Beit Hanun. At the beginning, they told people in Jabalia, they lied at them. They told them that after the ending of the military operation, you'll be able to come back to your homes. And when people refused to get out from their homes and to get out from Jabalia and their hometown, the Israeli army killed them, massacred them while sleeping peacefully in their homes. They destroyed entire residential buildings by bulldozers and by bombing. And not this only, they also bombed hospitals, and when they expelled people from Jabalia, they burned the hospitals, the schools, and every place that people used to shelter in. And even the only working hospital, Kamal Adwan, do you remember it? Yeah, the Israeli army have been bombing Kamal Adwan several times since the beginning of this invasion in the beginning of October 2024. And that's actually not the only thing, because after massacring people, pushing them to go out of Jabalia and not letting them to go back, of course, because they cut the roads between Gaza City and the north towns, preventing any fuel, food and water, any journalists, doctors, INGOs or anyone, even the, civil defense, even any staffs, any emergency to go to the north of Gaza Strip. They found it useful, okay? It's useful. This is exactly how you expel a whole population from a place. So they copied the same thing in Beit Lahia, but they started with the peak. They started by bombing a whole residential block in Beit Lahia, killing at once, like at one press, more than 87 people in one night, in 5 minutes. Okay, that was the first massacre in Beit Lahia. Focus with me. It's the first massacre. Days later, there was this massacre. Abu Nasr family. And unfortunately, I'm sure that the Western media maybe did not talk enough about this massacre. But in this massacre, this guy is the only survivor and of a Nasr family. And he is confirming that he buried alone with the neighbors because no civil defense is reaching the north. In Beit Lahia, 2 days ago, he buried 117 people of his family, his own family, and he couldn't reach 120 other people buried under the rubble and killed. We're talking about a massacre here. Isn't it a massacre? More than or almost 300 people are killed. They were in the same building. The Israeli army definitely knew about this before bombing or before doing anything. They killed all these people. The bodies of the children were shattered and in the street, and this guy buried them in the central market of Beit Lahia because there is no enough space for all this amount of dead bodies, so he buried them alone, again with the neighbors, in the central market. without even vehicles to carry them. For a whole night, digging alone to gather the pieces and the bodies and to bury them, and he couldn't reach 120 people. Still, their bodies are still under the rubble. Of course, no one is talking about this. Because even if you talk about this, what will happen? I mean, can you stop them? You can't even stop your government from funding them and supporting them and covering their crimes for a year now. A year now. There is nothing in Beit Lahia but killing and killing and the smell of death. And of course, all of this without medicine, food, water, without anything. Even the injured bodies are bleeding till death. Today, they dropped these leaflets on Beit Hanun. Beit Hanun is my hometown. I know it very well. It's small, basic agricultural area, and they destroyed it since the beginning of the genocide. They have been destroying and bombing Beit Hanun, and the people of Beit Hanun, if there are still people there, are in shelters, like about 5,000 to 6,000 people, maybe before a month, I heard, and there's no cellular connections there. They are far away from any hospital, or even sneaking to reach any hospital. They're far away from anything. It's the far, far north of Gaza Strip. I'm from there. And unfortunately, everything that I'm thinking about now is that I will not be able, I will never be able to go back to my home, or even the rubble of the home. I want it, even if it's rubble, I want it. Or the lands, and our family lands, and our family members, and everything, and our neighbors, and our neighborhood. Because when the Israeli armies settle in a place, they don't move, they don't leave. Like what is happening now in Jabalia, in Beit Lahia, in Rafah, and now Beit Hanun. I'm so scared that I might not be able to go back to my home, or to see my hometown, Beit Hanun, my green heaven. They dropped these leaflets on people, telling them that you can only move to the south. You can't even move to any other places like Gaza city, or Jabalia, or Beit Lahia, or any other places. You can only leave to the south and be displaced until we decide, or maybe until forever. Because who can stop them now from resettling in the north, turning it into a military base, resettling, putting some settlements, for the settlers. They love to steal the lands and to build new settlements for the settlers. You don't know. But either ways, you cannot stop them. No one can stop them. All what I can do is documenting and keep talking. Maybe I make change, لعل وعسى. And all what you can do is watching.
Everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. It's been a year since the genocide started, but I'm still alive. And the American politics is not just for Americans. Seems that the upcoming American elections will affect the non-American people and maybe the world as well. And of course, the most and the main affected area in the whole world will be Palestine, because simply the American administration has been arming Israel since the beginning of the genocide and even before with the most destructive and the newest weapons ever. In addition to the political and diplomatic support that reached even to the use of the veto several times against many ceasefire resolutions. For Palestinians and people of the globe, the US is just as involved as Israel in the genocide of Gaza. But let's see what are the people of Gaza saying about the American elections.
نحن بننقتل على مرمى ومسمع من العالم كله. بالنسبة لنا مجرم بسلم مجرم، لأنهم بيوزعوا قنابل وبده إسرائيل قنابل.
That I will support Israel's right to win its war on terror. And it has to win it fast, no matter what happens.
I'm unequivocal and unwavering in my commitment to Israel's defense and its ability to defend itself. And that's not going to change.
ممكن الفايز يأثر في الحل؟
لا ما بيأثر لو إنه كلهم بيحكوا ضدنا. بس كان كاميلا هاريس والله كاميلا كله بيسقف لإسرائيل وإيش بدك يا إسرائيل بس اقتل الشعب الفلسطيني.
Israel has a right to defend itself.
شو بتشوف إن الانتخابات الأمريكية ممكن تأثر في الوضع الفلسطيني هالجاي؟
ولا 1%. مش حتكون من صالحنا اصلا، وهذا من صالح بس الجانب الصهيوني.
اجنداتهم حتى لو عرفناها هي مرتبطه باللوبي الصهيوني المؤثر الاكبر في الانتخابات الامريكيه.
من 30 سنه الرئيس اللي بيجي بيخدم المصالح الاسرائيليه، بيخدمش المصالح الفلسطينيه.
احنا بعنينا ان احنا نخلص من الحرب الموجوده فينا، الاباده الجماعيه اللي احنا موجودين فيها، خاصه من بايدن ولا من هارتس ولا من ترامب. في النهايه هم راح يجتمعوا على انه يبيدوا فلسطين كلها بشكل كامل او يحتلوها بشكل كامل.
بالاول والاخير المنتخبين كاميليا هاردس ولا ترامب الاثنين ضدنا، وكاميليا هاردس تابعه لولايه بايدن، ونفس اللي عملوا فينا بايدن هتعملوا كاميليا هاردس، هتكملوا عنه مستقبليا.
I became president and was the best president ever for the people of Israel and for Jewish people.
دونالد ترامب في احدى الاوقات نقل السفاره الامريكيه للقدس وينادي بالقضاء على المقاومه الفلسطينيه وعلى كل من يرفع رايه المقاومه الفلسطينيه.
Today we officially open the United States Embassy in Jerusalem. I stood proudly with our friend and ally, the State of Israel. I kept my promise, recognized Israel's eternal capital, and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem.
لو احنا بهمونا كان بوقفوا اطلاق النار عنا، بوقفوا الحرب.
الفلسطينيين ينتظروا انتخابات ثم انتخابات ثم انتخابات، ويبقى القرار سواء بوقف الحرب او وضع سيناريوهات جديدة هي.
This war must end. It must end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out.
كلهم للانتخابات بدوا وعودات وكلها كذابة، بس دعاية إعلامية، لأنه الكل حابب إنه يتخلص منها.
Change the direction right now and move forward. It's got to change. It's got to change fast. Also, the Abraham Accords, well, we did that. Nobody believed it. You can have peace in the Middle East. You can get along.
الانتخابات الامريكيه طبعا يمكن تاثر يعني ببعض الشيء على المجتمع الفلسطيني، وبالنهايه ان شاء الله يكون مرشح ولا مرشح، احنا المهم نعرف انه الرئيس يكون كويس ويحل الازمه عنا وننهي الحرب الحمد لله.
احنا اللي بهمنا وقف اطلاق النار، انه الاطفال الصغار هذول يروحوا على المدارس، النسوان ترمل تيتمن، احنا يعني هدم البيوت، احنا هذا اللي بهمنا، احنا بهمناش في العالم الخارجي كله هذا.
احنا بدناش نطلع برا غزه، نضلنا فيها عايشين قاعدين وبدنا نعمرها وبدنا نعيش فيها، بس يخلصونا على الاقل يخلصونا من الحرب الاباده اللي احنا عايشين فيها هذه.
In my opinion, both parties praise and support the Zionism and the Zionist project in the Palestinian lands, which is the Israeli occupation. Both parties are different faces for the same coin, and the goal is to annihilate the Palestinian cause and to end the Palestinian existence in the Palestinian lands. So, personally, I don't rely on the American elections to make any difference. I rely on the free people of the world and the Palestinian people to make this change and to stop this genocide. That's random. Okay, that's random. Look at this. This is the first can. The second. Some of them are closed, are sealed. They're not opened.
third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine, 10 there, and more. And all of this was with one net. And the fishermen just get out from the sea, and then they try to find out what they have in their net, and they found all of these cans. Why? Because people are living on the beach, like literally on the beach, living here. These are the tents. As you see, they're so close to the beach, and because the winter is coming, the sea level is higher, and reaching them during the night. The pollution is not because of the people themselves directly, but because they're living here without any infrastructure, without any options to go to. They're spending their time here swimming, cleaning their stuff, cleaning their pots after cooking over fire aslan. So they need to clean the pots using sand and the seawater. And of course there's no soap, so this is another thing actually. هلا لما اوه شو هذا صيدك؟ احكي الصراحة. ها منين جبتيها؟ منين جبتيها؟ جدع. That's Lama. That's Lama. So Lama is also displayed here, living in a tent, and she keeps going to each fisherman after pulling their nets out, and takes only one fish. Told me that she takes care of them only during for staying here in the beach, then cooking them. Anyways, that's Alma using the can to catch fish. يعطيك العافية برافو عليك. ثلاث شاطرة. She's going to drink more. I asked her if she wants to be a fisher woman when she grew up. She told me no, I want to be a teacher. But I will still love to fish, you know? Yeah, she knows what she wants. She's really strong little girl. She's 11 years old. She's displaced from the East and Yunus, living here on the beach. So, more cans. Look at this. More cans. Cans everywhere. Her brother. Hey everyone, how are you? This is Bisan from Gaza. It's the day 395 of the genocide and I'm still alive. And this is to inform you that I have just finished washing the canned food I stored 7 months ago. I washed them here. This is the bugs that were on the cover of the food, and this is my food for the upcoming days. Because of the lack of food, because of the starvation that now hits really hard the south of Gaza, as well as the starvation in the north, there is no vegetables, of course no meat. Even the canned food itself is not available enough in the markets. So I opened a box that I stored when I was in Rafah last April with these patches here. It's like beans, rice, but unfortunately, because of the frequent evacuations, some packets in the box were cut and the food leaked. It was messed up, a lot of bugs, oh my god. But it's okay, it's safe now, it's clean, it's sealed, closed, so it's safe. And this is gonna be my food in the upcoming days, weeks, I don't know, until anything happens. But this is to tell you that I'm also lucky because I have food, I stored food, I have the ability to store food, and I have the ability aslan to buy food with these high prices and rare products. And that's because the Israeli occupation has been besieging Gaza for a long time now, for 17 years, but more since the beginning of the genocide and more since the closure of Rafah borders. They closed Rafah borders and they started controlling the humanitarian aid trucks or even the commercial trucks entering Gaza Strip. And even when they allow some humanitarian aid trucks or some commercial trucks, they control the products. They control the quantity. So all of this covers only 10 to 30% of the need of Gaza Strip. So yeah, the starvation is really bad. We're entering winter. People need people need food more. Yeah, a starvation in the south, a starvation in the north, an ongoing genocide, and the world is watching. Just imagine how many people now are sleeping without any food. I'm so lucky for having this food, even if a lot of bugs like were in the cover. It's okay, I still can eat it. Bas. Look at this. Good morning, Sabah al-Khair. This video is to tell you that Israel did not stop and apparently is not willing to stop the military operations in the north of Gaza Strip without reaching its ultimate goal, which is emptying the north of Gaza Strip. Because if you remember, for a month now, the Israeli army has been invading, like ground invading, the north towns or the northern area of the north of Gaza Strip, Jabalia, Beit Lahia and Beit Hanun, massacring people, where all of these people evacuated or fled to the west of Gaza and to central Gaza city, also in the north of Gaza Strip. About 150 families only reached the south, but the rest of the people refused to leave to the south and stayed in the west of Gaza and central of Gaza. We're talking about Shati refugee camp, Riman neighborhood, Nasser neighborhood, Shuja'iyya. Some of them are in the Shuja'iyya neighborhood also. What happened yesterday is that the Israeli army posted these evacuation orders, telling people to evacuate areas of the west of Gaza. The question now that all of the people are asking, and me also, where should we go? In Arabic, وين نروح? There is no more spaces. The goal is to empty the north of Gaza Strip, and they are doing this in front of the world and under the silence of the world. Hey everyone, how was your day so far? For me, it's the day one after 400 of the genocide and I'm still surviving, so I feel okay. Many of you are arguing if Israel has intentions or planning to resettle in Gaza Strip and to, steal more lands or not. So let's review the genocidal acts of Israel during the past month to see if Israel started already resettling and stealing the land or not. First of all, Israel has already decided and announced that there are no more civilians in the north of Gaza Strip, and everyone still there, still in the north, are part of the military somehow, and it's legal, عادي, to be killed, عادي, خلص, okay? Although we know, and they know, and everyone knows that the people in the north of Gaza Strip are normal families, children, women, elderly, innocent people, patients, injuries, pregnant women, etc. That's the first thing. The second thing, for a whole month, they have been massacring and emptying the main towns, Jabalia, Beit Lahia, and Beit Hanun in the north of Gaza Strip. And they are now bragging that they have killed during 1 month, only 1 month, more than 1,000 people in the north of Gaza Strip and arrested another 1,000 people. They also said that people who are still in the north of Gaza Strip will not be allowed to have any humanitarian aid. They will not enter any humanitarian aid to the north, and they said that people who fled their homes will not be able or allowed to go back to the north again. And to make sure that people are not able to go back to the north again, they established a new checkpoint. Yes, I know Gaza is so small for all of these checkpoints and military checkpoints, but they always find a place and a purpose to do this. So you can easily notice from any satellite pictures that the north and the Gaza city are separated, and no one is allowed to go to the north. They just kill anyone who tries to go to the north. So yeah, now they are cutting and separating Gaza Strip into smaller, closed, controlled areas. So yeah, this is happening in 2024 after 400 days of a genocide that is well documented, and after all of you guys started to know the reality. You know, we are not living in the same lie anymore that Israel is a poor state, and some terrorists, some neighbors terrorists attacked Israel while Israel is an occupation, and the people of these lands that Israel was established on in 1948 are still waiting to get back to their homes and lands. Yes, this is still happening. What are the expectations? What is gonna happen? No one knows. What I know is that Israel is emptying the land, preventing us from going back to our homes, annihilating the population, the cause, the Palestinian cause and the Palestinian existence, faking the history, the reality, taking advantage of the silence and of the weakness and helplessness of the people around the world that actually do not know the power of their governments and the power of their voices to affect the governments, and just to stop weaponize this monster, to cut the economic arms of this monster, and just to stop them, to stop talking, to start acting, to march to Gaza, wallah, to march to Gaza Strip, to stop this with all costs. Thanks for hearing my reviews, and yeah, it's your turn now to tell me if Israel has already started resettling in Gaza Strip and stealing the land or not yet. You know, some people are still saying that Israel is innocent, yeah, and have the right to defend itself. Yeah. Ya Allah, alhamdulillah, hawlak ayam. Today I left before preparing any breakfast, before preparing anything, because I had a shooting early at the morning, and now it's almost 11 a.m. and this is the first thing I eat. It's mangusha, but not with za'atar, with dugga. Dugga is the ground wheat with some pepper. And a lot of things, and oil also, olive oil. Anyways, I found people here baking. They gave me menagish. It's my breakfast. It's fresh. It's hot. In the middle of the famine, having something you love for free, and even without planning for it. I'm so lucky. Alhamdulillah. Menagish dugga. By the way, even the flour is not available, and it's not enough in the markets. It's not even new. Most of it is with bad smell because it's really bad and stored for months. But this is so delicious. Alhamdulillah. يسلم ايديكم. لا بكفي والله. طلعت انتم معي. حبيبتي يسعدك. بس لله الحمد لله.
بنفك بلاط عشان ياخذوه للقبور.
في ناس استشهدت وهي بتجيب الحطب.
هذا الحجار بنجيبه من المقبرة.
العملية كم يوم أخذت؟ 10 أيام. قديش جهد أخذت؟ جهد كبير كثير.
أي واحد بيستشهد عندهم بموت باخذوا بلاطات وبندم.
شو اللي يخلي طفل صغير من يدخل للمدرسة ويقضي يومه عادي لا يحفر قبور؟
نلقط حجار بالشمس وكل شيء الشمس وشاور والتكسير. هذه صعوبة شادة علينا.
العمل الخطير جدا اللي هو في صناعة السولار. بنقوم بتدوير البلاستيك.
مرحبا، أنا بيسان من غزة. إحنا لسه عايشين خلال هاي السنة ناس فقدت أرزاقها، فقدت مشاريعها، فقدت عملها. حتى الموظفين قعدوا عن الشغل. علشان هيك صاروا يمتهنوا إما مهن ثانية أو حتى اخترعوا مهن جديدة بتتماشى مع احتياجات الإبادة. في هاي الحلقة رح نحكي عن المهن الجديدة اللي ظهرت مع الإبادة وكيف الظروف الاقتصادية للناس. القصف لسه مستمر. خلونا نبدأ ونشوف أول المهن.
بنفك بلاط عشان ياخذوه للقبور. بنكسر حصمة، هاي في ناس بنشتري منهم الجردة 1000 شيكل وبنجيب عليه رمل وبنحط شمانت وبنعمل البلاطات زي هيك. أي واحد بيستشهد عندهم بموت باخذوا بلاطات وبندم. القبر بده 4 بلاطات يمكن بنبيع باليوم يمكن ل7 قبور زي هيك. أول شي بنجيب حصمة، بنحط هان حصمة مكسرة وبنجيب عليها رمل وبنحط عليها كيس شمنت وبنخلطها وبنعمل منهم بلاطات.
شو كنت تسوي قبل الحرب؟
كنا نروح على المدرسة، ما كناش نشتغل، كنا بس نروح على المدرسة.
طيب كم يوم تاخذ منك البلاطة عشان تشتغلها؟
امبارح العصر زي هيك عملناها، وهينا الحين بنسقي فيها، بعد نص ساعة بنشيلها.
شو اللي يخلي طفل صغير من يدخل للمدرسة ويقضي يومه عادي لا يحفر قبور وتصير هاي مهنته؟ ومش بس هيك وبس، لأنه ما في مواد خام أصلاً، فإنهم يحصلوا على بديل لهاي المواد الخام عشان يحطوه في حجارة القبور مثلاً كمان مهنة تانية وتعب تاني. استخدام هاي الحجار اللي أصلاً تيجي من بيوت مهدومة علشان يصنعوا هاي الحصمة وبعدها يستخدموها بديل للإسمنت اللي ما عاد موجود بسبب الإبادة ولا بيدخل من أي مكان، هو تحدي تاني ومهنة تانية. شو أصعب شغلك؟
حفر القبر.
حفر القبر ليش؟
بتاعب وبتغلب، مرات بنلاقي جوا طينة بتغلبنا قبل ما نطلعها.
أنت عمرك فحرت قبور؟
بنفحر القبور.
أنت نفسك؟
أنا وأبوي نصرف على أبوي وأخواني عاد.
بتحب هذا الشغل؟ بتحبه ولا بتخاف منه؟
مرات بتاعب ومرات
بتخاف؟ عز بتخاف من هذا الشغل؟ احكي الصراحة عادي، أنت طفل مش مشكلة.
لا
خافت؟
لا، ما دام بنصرف على اخواني وابوي عادي في شيء بخاف.
احكي لي شو هي العدة تبعتك؟
كريك ومنكس عشان مثلا ما نكسر حصمة نزيحها، وهذا الكريك عشان لما بدنا نكيد ونبيعه يا الزلمة نعبي فيه شرايح، نهد عشان نكسر فيها الحصمة. هذا الحجار بنجيبه من المقبرة، بكون مثلا اليهود اللي مقشوا على المقبرة جرسوا حجار، فالحجار هذول عشان ما احنا بنجيبهم ونعمل فيهم حصمة. هذا لما نكسرها يعني الجردة بنبيع بشكل، بس الجردة بياخد حصمة كمية أكبر، يعني طول اليوم بدراسة. صحيح
صحيح. احكي لنا شو صعوبة الموضوع عليك؟ شو أصعب إشي في التكسير عليك؟ قديش تقعد تشتغل في اليوم؟ كم ساعة؟
كل اليوم 15 جردة لا شيء.
قديش صعب عليك الموضوع؟ شو الصعوبة؟ شو أصعب شيء فيه؟
إنه مرض الأحجار بالشمس وكل شيء الشمس وشرب والتكسير. هاي صعوبة شادة عليه.
شو كنت تعمل قبل الحرب؟
مدرسة، حياة، عيشة، أكل، شرب، ما فيش شغل بس مدارس، تعليم.
كيف الوضع؟ كيف تصرف على العيلة؟
عددنا 8 أفراد. السلبي صعب. غلطنا قاعدين هنا ما فيش ولا أكل ولا شرب ولا عيشة. يعني الشغل ده بحت درجة الحرارة عالية في الجو والشغل هذا مش يعني احنا أطفال لسه نعمل كيف.
شغلة الفحم هذه إلي 30 سنة 35 سنة، ونزحنا والفحم عندي مولع من عند المجبرة فوق ال 15 توم زي هذا، بس توم كبيرة حوالي فيها 40 طن فحم كله راح ينحرج. والشغل هذا تعلمت فيها وانا صغير، وجينا هان السلعة هذه لقيناها مقطوعة. حاولنا نوفرها للعالم، منعوها. إسرائيل منعتها تدخل على غزة.
هاي المرحلة هي المرحلة الأولى من رحلة الفحم الطويلة. شو بصير في هاي المرحلة؟ بيجوا الناس اللي بيشتغلوا في هاي الفحامة المفتوحة البسيطة بيمهدوا الأرض في المكان اللي راح يحطوا فيه كومة الحطب.
وهي زي ما انت شايف الحين بنصفطه، وعيدنا خلصنا الصف بنجيب الجش وبنحطه وبنطمه رمل، والنص الفداني بنحط عليه صاج. وبرضه بنطمه الزينجو، وبعدين بنجيب السلم ونحطه ونولع النار من وين؟ من فوق. اول ما تمشي النار ربع ساعه ثلث ساعه بنحط له الزينجو وبنرشه شويه ميه وبنطمه ثاني، وبنعمل ايش؟ انفاس، نظام الجمهضات رجل غراب بنسميها تنتات عشان يصير اكسجين. هذا النار لازم نضلها ليل مع نهار سهرانين عليها لمده 7 ايام 6 ايام عشان توام صغيره. توام كبيره بتقعد 10 ايام و12 يوم. وفي ناس استشهدت وهي بتجيب الحطب. اخوي عنده ازمه ورغبه على السجر، وانا عندي ازمه وشريان مستره. هاي مرض الفحم. هذا الحطب برمي عندنا 25%، يعني الطن برمي 250 كيلو.
تاني يوم الصبح هيك بيكون الشكل بالضبط، بداية من الكوم اللي كانوا بيرتبوا فيه هيك بيكون شكله، بالإضافة لأنه الكوم الثاني اللي كنا مصورينه هان امبارح حفروا عليه خلص، رفعوا عنه الحديد والطينة وطلعوا قطع فحم كبيرة هيك أو صغيرة بهذا الشكل. المرحلة اللي بعد هاي بتكون نستنى ننشف، لأنه أول ما يطلعوه بيكون لسه في شوية توليع، فبيرشوه بمي بيستنوه ينشف بالشمس، بعدين بصيروا ياخذوه حسب الحجم ويحطوه في أكياس، هيك بكون جاهز للبيع. العملية كم يوم أخذت؟ 10 أيام. قديش جهد أخذت؟ جهد كبير كثير.
احنا التجأنا للعمل في العمل المميت، العمل الصعب، العمل الشاق، العمل الخطير جدا اللي هو في صناعة السولار. بنقوم بتدوير البلاستيك. احنا بنجيب البلاستيك وبنشتغل فيه كذا مرحلة، بنعيده تدويره وبننتج اللي هو 3 أصناف. احنا بننتج الشحمة، السولار والبنزين. عندي تقريبا 8 شباب بيشتغلوا في العمل معي. 8 بعيلوا حوالي 8 أسر. كل أسرة يعني مكونة مش أقل من 8 أفراد. الأمراض خطيرة جدا، وأغلبية العمال عنا عيانين، وغير الحروق يعني في شاب عنده انحرق يعني من خطر تنفيس برميل نفس البرميل بيطلع نار أكثر من 6-7 متر، وإذا كان هو في مرمى النار بتعطل يعني أو بصاب بإصابات خطيرة جدا. أول شيء بلموا البلاستيك، وانت عارف احنا في منطقة حدودية، خطر القصف وارد، يعني الخطر الأول من العدو، من ثم بنجيب البلاستيك على المشغل على المكان، بنقوم بتقطيعه يعني وتصغيره على أساس يدخل في البراميل. من ثم بعد ما نقطعه بنعبيه في داخل البراميل، بنحكم عليه الإغلاق حكم جيد، وبنحطه على النار. درجة الحرارة تصل أكثر من 300 درجة مئوية. مدة العمل بتقعد حوالي 12 ساعة. أنت بتقعد 12 ساعة، أكثر من نصف يوم في الخطر المحكم.
I just want to get your reaction, if you don't know the full details of this particular case. A doctor who was much respected and beloved in Gaza died in an Israeli prison. Your reaction to that?
Well, as I told you, I will not get into speculation. I will look at the document you published, and I can respond to that later on. But I will tell you that we arrest terrorists. We don't arrest innocent doctors like you pretend to present now. And unfortunately, what we found in Gaza, that you had also doctors, lawyers, UN workers, UNRWA employees, that they had a day job with the hospital or the UN agency, and they had a night job with Hamas. So I don't know the details. I cannot tell you that this guy you mentioned is a terrorist or not. I will look into that. But when we arrest someone, we have the information, we have the intelligence. And unfortunately, we saw also doctors who were torturing hostages.
Yes. I know that you were not waiting for anything. I was not either, but the US has just used the 10th veto against an immediate ceasefire resolution in the UN Security Useless Council. 14 in favor, 0 abstention, and 1 against, so it's not adopted. Oh my God, what do this world know about democracy? What do this world know about logic, about humanity, about anything? 0. Nothing. This world is insane. And I'm just wondering, why did we human beings invented the Human Rights Declaration, the UN agencies, the INGOs 7 decades ago or 8 decades ago. Why? For what? To protect whom? To protect the people placed by the US? Oh my God, that's insane. Hey everyone, surviving the day 410 of the genocide. It's been a while since the last time I posted, but I was like devastated, feeling an endless helplessness and helplessness, especially after reading about the last moments of Dr. Adnan al-Bursh, our beloved doctor who refused to leave the north of Gaza, moved between 3 hospitals to help innocents and civilians who were severely injured and massacred by the Israeli army with the least capabilities, assistance, and tools before the Israeli army kidnap him, torture him, and rape him to death. And the reality that this is still happening to the staffs working in the north of Gaza Strip is so disgusting. It's beyond pure evil, you know. It's something new. We can invent new vocabulary to describe what are they doing and how they are not only killing people, but prevent anyone from helping, from giving a little shine of hope to the people who are in the north of Gaza Strip. Yesterday, Ali, he's a civil defense working on the north of Gaza Strip, was killed while he was rescuing with the colleagues family who were stuck under the rubble after an Israeli bombing that destroyed their homes. The last thing that Ali did was rescuing a mother and 4 children. They are alive because he sacrificed his life for this. And when I'm watching the screams of his colleagues, I'm like, oh my God, what have we done to this world to face all of this? They're screaming. They have been working together for a whole year to help the people who were abandoned by the entire world. And now they lost one of them. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't imagine being in a situation like this. Just imagine that your people relies on you and some other brave men to rescue them when the ceiling fall on their heads, and then you kept doing this time after time, hungry, starved, tired, injured for a whole year, and then you lost your colleague. I watched a video for Dr. Adnan al-Bursh yesterday. He was digging graves at the yard of Al-Shifa hospital when they were stuck there, and they were forced to dig the graves for the killed civilians and innocents and children by their hands because the hospital was besieged. So they buried the dead bodies on the yard of the hospital. We didn't deserve all of these good people. Never. We don't deserve them. And the world actually doesn't deserve the Palestinian people at all. The world deserves the endless evil, the Israeli occupation. 2 weeks ago, 9 civil defense brave men were working on the north of Gaza Strip and they were detained. The Israeli army took them. Everyone working in the north is targeted. Haram. Haram. They are alone. Haram. the East and the West, the Arabs and non-Arabs, everyone just left them. They're working with their hands, with the minimum. And they're killed. They're facing death despite all of this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Every time I say that I will not be surprised more by the evil of this world, I just got surprised more. That's it. That's it for today. Anyone is trying to help people, to make change, to give a hand, will lose his or her hand. What are you waiting? For the sake of God, for the sake of everything, what are you waiting? What is in here? What are you waiting? What? May Ali, Dr. Adnan al-Burj, and all the brave people working to rescue, to save the Palestinian existence everywhere in the south and in the north. May their souls just rest in power. We don't deserve them. Wallah, khalas. I'm tired of this. I'm sick of watching all of these videos, reposting them and making videos telling you what to do every single time, the same thing, but with more and more pain, yani. Khalas, yani. What is the purpose of all of this? What is the purpose of all of this? Enjoy the world.
For 20 years of my life, I've never missed a single olive season, a single harvest. But because of the genocide this year, I can't reach my father's land in the north of Gaza Strip in Beit Hanun town, where we have over 500 olive trees. So I can't join the harvest there, but rather, I'm not gonna miss it, because today we are joining the farmers in El Garare, Khan Yunis, in their harvest. Today we're gonna talk about the most popular sample of the Palestinian lands and the Palestinian cause, the olive trees, the olives and the olive oil. Yalla, let's talk about it.
الزيتون كل حاجة بعنينا، هو اللي مثبتنا في الأرض تبعتنا الزيتون.
الزيتون مهم للناس بكل حاجة، مزروع بكل فلسطين.
في هناك ارتباط وثيق جدا ما بين المزارع وبين شجرة الزيتون.
Despite the inhumane conditions and the reality that we're living in, I think the most grounding thing that people can do right now is to pick olives.
First step is to put the tarps or the nylon or the cloths under the tree, so when we pick the olives, it do not fall to the ground, because every olive matters. Another thing you need to know is now it's a genocide. Now we don't have schools, we don't have work, so all these children, احكي مرحبا.
hello, yay!
So all these children and everyone around me are aslan do not have work, do not have schools. But in the normal days, children used to take a vacation, to not go to schools. People used to not go to work on the olive season.
أكتر إشي بنحب إحنا في موسم الزيتون إن بنكون مع بعض وبنتلم وبنقعد نفرفش مع بعض وبنضحك.
بحب ألقط الزيتون في كل موسم لازم. في يوم حار لقطنا زيتون في كل أشجارنا. بدنا نجيب الزيتون ونلقطه ونعصره ونكبسه لإلنا عشان نأكله.
Here, there's been a genocide that has been going on for over a year. agricultural land is specifically being attacked so that there's no food sovereignty for Palestinians. The Zionists are trying to stop the olive harvest. They're not, because we're picking the olives. This is a form of resistance, a form of identity.
The olive harvest is a very important season for Palestinians, not only from an economic wise, but also from a cultural and historical wise. Yani, when we're talking about Palestine, we're talking about the poems, the songs, the food, the clothes, the embroidery in the thobe, and everything, capturing the leaves or the olives. It is also connected to the whole civilizations that lived in Palestine before. So for me and for the world, Palestine means olives and olives mean Palestine.
والله بصراحة طبعا الموسم السنة والعام السابق يعني كان موسمين سيئين جدا اجوا لنا. العام السابق طبعا في بداية 10 كانت الحرب غزة، وللأسف يعني ما تمكنا من قطف الزيتون، الموسم كله راح منا. برضه السنة الزيتون برضه كان مش كثير، طبعا ما تمكنا احنا خلال الفترة السابقة أيضا إن نصل أراضينا ونسقي الأشجار. احنا اليوم اجينا نحصد الثمار، ما تبقي من الثمار طبعا، وعندنا جزء كثير فقدنا نتيجة القضاء في المدفعية وغيره وقصف الأشجار واقتلاع الأشجار. وجينا اليوم طبعا خطرنا بأرواحنا وأرواح أطفالنا من أجل نحصد ما تبقى من هذه الثمار. كما ترون هناك بعد متبقيات القصف في أراضي الزيتون تم تكسير جزء كبير من أشجار الزيتون وإتلافها.
There is a Palestinian tradition called العونة والفزعة. العونة والفزعة means that the people who are harvesting or picking the olives now do not need to be from the same family. They can be neighbors, friends, anyone interested in the olive season can join. Children also have their tasks in the harvest, especially when they are picking the inside of the tree because they're small. So they're picking the jawawi as we call as farmers. احكي لي مين بتساعد؟ انت مين؟ شو بتقرب لهم؟
انا بقرب لهم مش الجيران لبعض وبنجد الزيتون هينا قاعدين وهذا هم ما طلبوش مني بس انا جيت زي ساعدتهم. هذا الاشي بيصير كل سنة نساعد بعض.
It's work time. The family gave me this, the ladder and this branch to pick. ويلا. Let's start. The family told me that it's picking or gathering, not جدادة. What does it mean that? Picking is using either this, like this, or my hands to pick the olives. But جدادة means using a stick to harvest. That means it will harm the branches and it will harm the harvest for the next year. So yeah, they told me don't use a stick. We're watching you. You can use this. My favorite part in each harvest is this. I pick these. My grandmother, Allah yarhamha, used to call these jarjir. These are the olives that fall by themselves. They are dry and we can eat them to open the harvest. So yeah, it's a good sign. When it comes to olives, Palestinians do not waste anything because olives themselves are either going to be pickled or to be sold in the markets for anyone who want to buy olives, or going to the olive pressing. And after extracting all the olive oil, even the seeds of the olives are going to be pressed. And after having the oil, the smashed seeds and the remains are used to put on fire.
قدرنا بإمكانياتنا المتواضعة جدا إنه نعيد تشغيل المعصرة، بس للأسف الشديد في تحديات كبيرة جدا في الموسم. بداية السولار مش متوفر، طبعا شغلنا كله بيعتمد على الكهرباء. صار السولار هالوقت اللتر السولار ب 55 شيكل في السوق السوداء، وفوق هذا كمان يعني طبعا المعصرة بتحتاج قطع غيار وتصليح وحتى على المزارع. فتخيل احنا مثلا لانه بصير عندنا تجمع، فممكن لا قدر الله يصير استهداف لاي شخص اللي بيجي في طريقه وهو جاي. المواصلات صعبة جدا. بدنا نعيش يعني في الاخير يعني حياة ومعتمدة الناس على بعضها، والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الإقبال قليل جدا على المعاصر، وأيضا التكلفة عالية جدا. يعني تطلع الصفيحة على المزارع تكلفتها في حدود 350 شيكل بدون سماد وبدون ري.
The places that used to be crowded are empty. The amounts of olives are so little. The machines are not working. The oil used to be out from here, ready, after the whole pressing. I used to put my bread here to take some fresh oil to try it. And that be the first oil of the whole season. But now the place is stopped.
What I've learned is the patience that it took the olive to grow the olives is an offering to the Palestinian people to be patient with each other so that we can continue this long journey. It's a long-term commitment until we can pick olives during olive harvest without bombs, without genocide, without occupation in the land that has always belonged to the Palestinian people.
After all, I feel so relieved. I feel that I am connected to my land. I am in Gaza. I am in Palestine after all the conditions we've been through. I know that the harvest this year is nothing in compared with other harvests, with other years. I know that a lot of people are killed. I know that we are risking our lives right now to reach this land because it is in the east of Khan Yunis. But what I know better than all of these is that I feel that I am in my land. I feel that I am the same farmer who is displaced from the north of Gaza Strip and helping the farmers here until I am back, until I can go back to my trees. Yes.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza, surviving the day 14 after 400 of the genocide. It's the second winter during the genocide. Everything is escalating and nearly nothing is becoming better at all. I used to love winter. I mean, why to not love winter? Come on. You have hot meals, you have your own delicious soup, and the gathering of the family in the rainy days and the vacation. You're sitting at home because it's cold. Do you remember these days? Yeah, you're living them. But do we remember these days? Now why to love winter? It has been raining since yesterday. Only since yesterday, for 2 days now, okay? And people are cold. People do not have any places to go to. I read that 10,000 tents were destroyed yesterday because it's winter. The sea level is higher and people are living in the shore, in the beach, and 10,000 tents were destroyed because of the waves. As simple as this. Of course, talking about tents themselves, it's so cold, it's freezing. Tents do not protect. We're not camping, you know? It's not a hike. We're gonna camp here in a tent in the cold for 1, 2, 7 nights. People have been living in this for more than a year, okay? So tents are worn, mattress, blankets, clothes, everything is worn. Last year, it was the day 40 of the genocide. I left the north of Gaza Strip It was not winter yet, so I left with really light clothes, يعني shirts and t-shirts. And here I put this. Okay, let me show you. This is a traditional coat called abaya. We call it abaya. It's for men. Well, anyways, it's warm. That was last year. People still had shops, markets, maybe places to produce blankets or anything like can protect people, you know? But now everything is destroyed. No markets, no shops, no products entering Gaza, no clothes, no fabric to make blankets or clothes. And all these people, 85% of the Gaza population are displaced without anything. And they're living in tents, worn tarps. No tents entered, not enough tarps or nylon entered. So people are living like literally without anything. You cannot find the supplies you need to survive in Gaza. You cannot find, for example, coal instead of wood, because both were consumed خلاص for a year. People are using wood or coal to for heat, for cooking, for everything, and now no more. So people have no choices literally except sitting like this. If they're lucky enough, like me, I'm the luckiest. If they are lucky to have something to sit like this and to wait the end of the genocide, or maybe, I don't know, a miracle, or summer, or put on some fire, يعني for a short time, then sleep, then go to sleep. And they cannot even preserve the heat, يعني. We're living in tents. People are living either in tents or the rubble of their homes, no ceilings to protect them. And it has been raining since yesterday, يعني even now. So, I don't know. Wallah, I don't know what to do. I don't know what, يعني, I don't know. I feel that I'm so lucky that I bought this last year. خلاص. It's warm. But what about all of these people? 1.9 million people. What about them? Living in the cold and under this zannana, this drone, and even the bombing. This is the bombing that happened when I was recording. It was so loud. It was close. Alhamdulillah for everything. Alhamdulillah for surviving this. It's really terrifying just to think, only to think that this is not ending yet, and we don't know when it is ending. And the drone is getting closer because it's cloudy. So, you know, it's closer. Everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. The genocide is still ongoing. Winter is already here. We are facing a starvation, a real famine in the south of Gaza Strip. One piece of bread this size is for $1. It doesn't even taste good, you know. It tastes really bad and old because of the old flour used to make the bread. So this is my breakfast for today. This is a canned bulgur. I have it since May 2024. And this is the only fresh thing, which is dill, because people are planting dill in front of their tents, beside them, so they cannot destroy the greens, basically. And I have only 2 meals a day. This is the first one, my breakfast, because of the lack of food. That's it. يعني it tastes good, okay, better than the very extremely expensive bad flour bread. So yeah, صحة الحمد لله. مرحبا. في عندنا مثل في اللغة العربية بيحكي: من أمن العقاب أساء الأدب. وخير مثال على هذا القول هي إسرائيل. أمنت العقاب وأساءت الأدب والأخلاق والإنسانية والمثل الدولية والاتفاقيات العالمية، وكل ما يسائل أساءت إليه. بس شو أو مين اللي أمن لإسرائيل غياب العقاب؟ هو نفسه اللي سكت واللي لسه بسكت عن تدمير إسرائيل لحوالي 70% من مدارس الأونروا اللي قبل الإبادة كانت تستقبل 300 ألف طالب، واللي خلال الإبادة استقبلت 300 ألف طالب وعائلاتهم وجيرانهم كنازحين.
هو نفسه اللي صمت عن قتل إسرائيل لأكثر من 170 موظف أممي، وهو نفسه اللي أصدر قانون بحظر أنشطة وكالة الغوث في فلسطين. طيب شو هي وكالة الغوث وأنا ليش مركز عليها كثير؟ وكالة الغوث أو الأونروا هي أحد هيئات الأمم المتحدة، اسمها وكالة غوث وتشغيل اللاجئين الفلسطينيين، وهي اللي بتمثل 6 مليون لاجئ فلسطيني. 6 مليون لاجئ فلسطيني في فلسطين وفي الشتات. هدول اللاجئين اللي إسرائيل سنة 1948 شردتهم وهجرتهم وطردتهم من أراضيهم لحتى تبني كيانها الغاصب المحتل وتشرعنه. فالمسألة صارت هيك، قبل 76 سنة بيسرقوا أراضيهم وبطردوهم منها، وحاليا بلغوا وبفككوا وجود وكالة الغوث اللي بتعترف بوجودهم بحقهم في العودة لأراضيهم. هل الأمم المتحدة عملت إشي خلال السنة الماضية؟ في تاريخ 18/9/2024 وافقت الجمعية العامة ومحكمة العدل الدولية على قرار انسحاب الاحتلال الإسرائيلي من الأراضي المحتلة الفلسطينية وتفكيك مستوطناته. حلو تمام. هل إسرائيل انصاعت لهذا القرار؟ لا. طب طالما إسرائيل ما بتنصاع لقرارات الأمم المتحدة، تقتل موظفينها وبتلاحق هيئاتها وبتقاضيها قانونيا، ليش لسه عضويتها سارية في الأمم المتحدة؟ ليش إسرائيل بالرغم من ارتكابها إبادة جماعية وجرائم حرب وبالرغم من تغاضيها عن كل قرارات الأمم المتحدة لسه عضو فيها؟ مش شايفين معي انه اجى وقت انه ننبذ المجرمين عن طاولاتنا وحواراتنا؟ لانه شو رح يكون فايدة الامم المتحدة اذا لا قدرت توقف ابادة ولا ترجع اراضي محتلة ولسه محتفظة بعضوية اللي بيرتكب الاثنين؟ ليش احنا كبشر بعد صراعات وحروب عالمية اسسنا هذا الكيان ليحفظ الامن والسلام لجميع البشر؟ ولا هو امتياز استعماري بوجه إنساني جديد بيحفظ المصالح الغربية والاستعمارية في الشرق الأوسط واللي منها المشروع الصهيوني؟ ما هو يا هيك يا إما الأمم المتحدة صار لازم تجمد عضوية إسرائيل وتفرض عليها عقوبات وتحاصرها وتقاطعها علشان توقف عن الإبادة. بتوقع انه خلال الفترة اللي جاي لازم بندواتنا ونشراتنا وعرائضنا وشغلنا ومظاهراتنا وجمعاتنا ومع ممثلين الحكوميين والدوليين نطالب بمقاطعة إسرائيل وتجميد عضويتها في الأمم المتحدة، لأنه ببساطة هي لا أمة ولا متحدة، هي احتلال بيرتكب حاليا إبادة جماعية، ومش لازم نكون موجودين كلنا على نفس الطاولة ويكون عادي انه في إبادة جماعية قاعدة بتصير في عالمنا والمجرم قاعد معنا. انت تمام. اوكي صح حمد اللي لك، برافو. مين انت؟ كفك. احكي يلا، بدنا نعد لثلاث نحكي هاي ماشي. يلا 1 2 3 سلام. So guys, I'm not kidding. One of the most beautiful places to watch this sunset is Mawasi area where you have camps. Of course, because it's a coastal area, but look at the sky. How beautiful is it? Look there. My God. Alhamdulillah, after a long day, we have been working for 6 hours now, but yeah, children are wearing coats. That's everything matters صراحة. Hi everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive and it's the day 420 of the genocide on Gaza Strip. And now it's clear that Israel is targeting anyone who's trying to make difference or to help people on the ground. Yesterday, the Israeli army killed Ahmed Ziad al-Kahlout. He is the chef of the ICU department in Kamal Adwan, the only working hospital in the north of Gaza Strip. And of course, along with another 100 Palestinians in the north of Gaza Strip in Beit Lahia in 2 different massacres during the early morning. That's increased the death toll to 2,700 people in only 2 months of the ground invasion, the Israeli ground invasion in the north of Gaza Strip. But this is not the only thing, because an hour ago, here in the south, the Israeli army targeted a group of people in Salah ad-Din, killing them here in Khan Yunis, and three of them
were humanitarian workers, international humanitarian workers. They were working at WCK, the World Central Kitchen, and heading to their work. They were in their vehicle heading to their work. So that's it. This is the equation. We are gonna kill, we're gonna displace, we're gonna evacuate people, but no one is allowed to help. By the way, until now, since the beginning of this genocide, more than 1,000 medical staff get killed by the Israeli army. If this is normal and legal in any place in the entire planet, I don't want to live here. I don't want to live in this planet. I'd rather prefer to die. If these angels who are trying to help people to survive can die and no one can move.
Hi everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza, and I truly don't have any idea how I keep surviving this until the day 422 of the genocide while living in Mawasi area of Khan Yunis. The Israeli army has just bombed a displacement camp, civilians living in tents in Mawasi area of Khan Yunis. Yeah, the same safe area they told us to leave our homes in the north of Gaza Strip and to go to a year ago. We are here now. This is the time something and 20 to bomb a displacement camp. I am very far from the camp and I can see the lights and the fire. It's until now 10 people, at least 10 people got killed, and some people are still in the rubble of the tents and buried, and they cannot just get them because of the fire. They burned to death. I'm just trying to figure out what will you say to the next generations, to your children and grandchildren, like 10 or 20 years from now, about the people, whole people was massacred for more than 400 days, and who knows until when, and no one moved. No one did anything serious. Nothing serious. What will be your excuse? What you will tell them about your role? How did you refuse to live in a world where people like you are killed only for being people for Palestine?
Good morning, everyone. The Israeli army announced yesterday that now they are fighting in a fourth front. And they meant Gaza Strip, the West Bank inside Palestine, Lebanon in the north of the Palestinian occupied lands. You may call it Israel, but this is not true. It's the Palestinian occupied lands. And Syria now. What were you expecting? Did you expect that Israel will let it go and will not use this collapsing of the dictatorship finally and the Syrian revolution to expand its occupation literally, and to spread chaos and to bomb and destroy more people and more lands? Okay, the Israeli army has been bombing in Syria and Syrian lands since the beginning of the revolution. We're talking about more than 13 years. By the way, the Israeli army occupied the Golan Heights, which is like Syrian lands, back in the late 60s, beginning of the 70s. So it's not new for the Israelis to violate the Syrian lands and the Syrian people. But now it's different because since yesterday, the Israeli army bombed Damascus several times. Of course, anything related to the army, anything related to the whole system and security of Syria, anything related to the weapons, anything even related to scientific institutions. Not only this, they violated the deal with the Syrians, and they expanded their occupation not only to the Golan Heights, but they now occupied Sheikh Mountain, which is in the Syrian lands after the occupation of the Golan 40 years ago or 50 years ago. The thing is, they simply took their flag, the same flag they take it when they want to record videos about their occupation. They took their flag and they took and occupied the Sheikh Mountain. Until now, they are still occupying Lebanese lands in the south of Lebanon. They violated the ceasefire deal with Lebanon more than 80 times. They killed people. They are warning people. They killed fishermen. They are warning people not to move in several places. So yeah, this is the Israeli actions now, and of course the non-stop massacres in the north of Gaza Strip, especially after what happened in Kamal Adwan, arresting doctors, targeting them, bombing the hospital. But despite this, I came with a solution. I have a suggestion. I will not keep crying and telling you this is happening. I have a solution. Take Israel out. Stop the occupation and stop the interventions of the US in literally everything in our lives in the Middle East to protect their greatest ally and the most democratic ally in the Middle East, which is Israel. The Zionist project of Israel. Look, any and everything happening in the Middle East, just believe it. In a short term or long term, it is to implement Israel's and the US plans somehow. Delaying things, doing things, starting things, and ending things. Israel and the US have been planning for the area, for the Middle East, for decades now. And everything they brought is death. Occupation, exploitation. Nothing new. Okay, it's their way to destroy nations. So look, just believe me, try it. Why no one is trying any solution? They are trying their solutions. Their solutions did not come with anything. Just try this. Take Israel, put it somewhere else, okay? And just support it there, not in our region, because it's an occupation. And it will use anything and everything just to expand their occupation and to steal more lands and to make more people oppressed and living in a miserable lives. That's it. Unfortunately, that's it. Everything happening in the Middle East now is to serve Israel and to maintain its expansion and to kill and destroy our lives and to shrink our lands.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I'm still alive. Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I'm still alive.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I'm still alive.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I'm still alive.
Hi everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I'm still alive.
You are telling us to go to the south. You are telling us to evacuate Khan Yunis. Now we are evacuating Khan Yunis. Look at this. Look at all of this.
The day 341 of the genocide. Look at the whole destruction.
I found some guys here playing volleyball, and it's my first time to play volleyball. Wallah.
I aim to change the stereotype about my home country. They all think that the Palestinians are either killed or killing, either wars or destruction, all the time. But Gaza is really beautiful.
This is Bisan from Gaza, and we're still alive.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. This is Bisan from Gaza, and I am still alive. I always remember my grandmother when she was telling me that the one who lost the home knows better than anyone else what does it mean having a home than losing it. So you might find him fighting with everything he got only to make sure that no one is living or will live what he had lived before, being displaced. And I know what does it mean occupation, what does it mean oppression, bombing, starvation, displacement, and genocide. So I'm here in front of you, surviving more than 420 days, surviving being killed by a bombing, while I am helping my people, spreading truth and documenting the genocide. And actually, I don't find anything more honorable on earth than defending the rights of the defenseless people, the oppressed people, the be down.
مرحبا، صرنا اليوم 27 على العدوان الإسرائيلي على غزة. طبعا يوم عن يوم الوضع عم بيصير.
يا الله الحمد لله هقول لك يا today I left before preparing any breakfast before.
I'm here in front of you, surviving more than 420 days, surviving being killed by a bombing, while I am helping my people, spreading truth and documenting the genocide. And actually, I don't find anything more honorable on earth than defending the rights of the defenseless people, the oppressed people.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan. I'm still alive, alhamdulillah. I'm still at my place.
كان آخرها استهداف هذه البناية السكنية هنا بالقرب من مفترق شمال غزة يباد من قبل جيش الاحتلال الإسرائيلي. نتحدث عن عشرات الغارات. أنا أتواجد هنا في منطقة أبو اسكندر بحي الشيخ رضوان للغرب من مدينة غزة، حيث قامت طائرات الاحتلال الإسرائيلي باستهداف منزل يعود لعائلة العروقي. هذا المنزل مكون من 5 طوابق، جميع الطوابق مأهولة بالسكان وبالنازحين. نتحدث عن عشرات الشهداء في داخل
The situation is only getting more difficult every minute that passes in regard of the electricity, the water situation, the food situation, the medical situation. Things are only getting worse.
This is how the people of Gaza are trying to maintain or have the same life or similar life to the life they had before the genocide. Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. We are still alive and today we're visiting Muhammad. He used also to have pigeons on the top roof of his home in the north. But now he lost his home. But he did not lose the passion to take care or to have pigeons. This is Muhammad's tent and this is where he put the pigeons.
وكان عندي شغف كثير في الحمام، بالذات الحمام الحجم الكبير والنوادر بقطاع غزة. لكن لما نزحنا تقريبا شبه انقرض، فبحاول احافظ على الوقت على سلالة منه. انا الوقت انا عامل خيمة في مواصل خان يونس، وجنب الخيمة عامل زي مساحة صغيرة لأنه ما فيش مساحات للناس ساكنين جنب بعض. يعني حاليا انا بطعميه في الطعام اللي باكل منه أنا. كيس الاكل كنت اشتريه ب50 شيكل لهم، اليوم بجيبه ب5000 شيكل ومش متوفر. هي اكلهم. حاليا هو الفول والعدس اللي احنا بنتناوله.
احكي لنا شو بخوف في موضوع تربية الحيوانات أو الطيور في الحرب؟
يعني لو نزعت سبتهم وراي ممكن يتعرض للموت على السريع.
Having the same hobbies and the same interests can decrease a little bit the sadness and the grief we are living during the genocide. Hey everyone, this is Bisan. It's the day 430 of the genocide, and today I was shooting with a woman. She's displaced in the area of Khan Yunis, and I reached her tent at 7 a.m. I found that she sent her child, her son, to find food. So I was like, oh please no, I need to shoot everything around you, even your children, day morning. She told me, okay, he's not far, I'm gonna call him. Okay, she went to call him. She took almost an hour, and then I realized that it was far away for her to walk. But she did this only for me, so I can shoot as planned. When she reached back to
to the tent where I was waiting, she collapsed. She collapsed. She fell and she injured her arm because she was tired, she was sick, she was hungry, no food. She did not have food. She did not have food. She sent her son to search for food, and then when she found that I wanna record with her son, she didn't tell me that she was sick and hungry. She just walked for a long distance and then she collapsed. That's it. People started to collapse because of the starvation in the streets. You cannot just have a full image about what is happening, but imagine being sad and depressed for more than a year and starved and living in a tent with no sanitation, with no ceiling, in this cold, and then to be hungry and to collapse because it's so tiring for you as a human being to be able to hold all of this. I'm so angry for myself. I just canceled the shooting. I'm heading back now. I apologized. I'm going to help find food for the family, but I'm not sure that this is
ارفع معي يا حج ارفع.
ليش شوفوا هاي؟
فيك شيء غلط؟ حسبنا الله وانت نعم الوكيل.
ابوي يا عيل سلمان محمد. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
Hey everyone, I'm having my tea with sage, maramia, under the sun. We are blessed to have sun in the winter. Behind me is the Naila campaign distributing eggs, and I am climbing a small hill to find a signal to make a call. I just realized that I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I've been working non-stop for more than 435 days in these terrifying conditions. Doing everything I can to survive and to make people survive and to have justice. I've been working صراحة non-stop except the days that I were sick. We can say between 10 to 15 days only. I feel that I need a break. I need to stop. I need to stop working, and I feel I need to rest a little bit. But I don't have this privilege. I can't. I just can't. I have a lot of work, loads of work. Documenting, recording, making films, distributing aids, planning, building, a lot of things. And I feel that that's a lot, but I always say اللهم استعملنا ولا تستبدلنا. اللهم استعملنا ولا تستبدلنا is God use us and don't replace us. That's a nearby bombing. God use us and don't replace us. As long as we have energy, we will serve our people. If we're gonna die, we're not gonna die in silence. If we're gonna live, we're going to live in dignity. That's why I'm helping and doing everything I can. وبس, just pray for us to have the energy to complete, because it's really tiring. I just feel every day that I'm having more and more troubles to wake up, to move, to do. Physically, not mentally. Mentally, I want to do more. And I can do more. Physically, my body is so tired. So tired. But for the sake of people, and for the sake of humanity, and for the sake of these little smiles of my people, we will go on and continue. Shukran. Shukran for everything. My tea. Hey everyone, I'm now in Mawasi Rafah.
The Israeli army is advancing towards us. We don't have anywhere else to go. The shooting, the bombing, as you see, the utterly since the 5 a.m. did not stop. The warcrafts, the Nane, and the drones, the quadcopters, are also shooting. My neighbor, a little child, she was injured, and the Israeli tanks are advancing as well. So yeah, this is Mawasi Rafah right now. Almost 15,000 families are besieged in Mawasi Rafah. Don't have any other places to go. Some people managed to evacuate that area that is destroyed in front of you. Some were not able and still besieged there. There is a place there called like Wach, I think it's like a place near to the shore, and it was burnt because of a bombing, and people are still besieged there, sending appeals, posting on internet, but no one can reach there, even the ambulances.
Palestinians normally say لماذا أراك في كل شيء. لماذا أراك في كل شيء means why I see you in everything around me. So we always say this when we find a piece of paper, a piece of wood, a piece of stones, anything looks like the Palestinian map. This is a piece of tile from a destroyed home near to this place, and it looks like the Palestinian map. Of course, due to the British-French colonial agreement known as Sykes-Picot in 1917, when they literally separated the Arabic region, the whole Arabic region, into small pieces full of conflicts because of their random lines when they cut the Arabic region. And that's how they cut Palestine from Lebanon, Syria, and Jordan, known before as Levant area, from Iraq and Egypt and the rest of Arabic countries. So yeah, this is the Palestinian map. And of course, no, wait, this is the Golan Heights for Syria. This is Palestine, and I hope really one day that we will stop dealing with the stupid, dumb lines, colonial lines that cut our areas, our Arabic region, and cut our culture, and put so endless conflicts, political and economic conflicts, and yeah, struggles. So yeah, this is my beloved Palestine. I'm gonna take care of this tile until we get back.
زي ما انت شايف اللي احنا نعمل كله على الارض قاعدين بنلم فرمل والقرع.
لا لكل حاجه عكس احنا بنتمنى.
Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. We're still alive basically because we have one of the most beautiful beaches ever on this earth. Palestine is on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea, and we Gazans have the lion's share of the coast because Gaza's coast is 41 kilometers. So people during the genocide not only live on the beach, like literally living, putting the tents here and living because there are no enough places to go to when they are displaced from their homes and cities, but also fish here despite the restrictions and despite the shooting, despite the targeting by the Israelis' warships, because basically the crossings are closed and we don't have enough food. We need to plant in every piece of land, we need to fish in every meter of the sea. كم السمك؟
95.
وزن لي هدول. كم بيطلع علي يعني؟
1,200,000.
كثير 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 غالي. كم كان السعر الطبيعي ل
30
30 الكيلو؟
غمس بالدم هذا بنمك من 5 الصبح البحر وبنطلع على 6:30 7 وطخوا علينا الزوارق وقتلوا اولاد عمنا 3 كانوا مرقين في عز النار يعني اجت طياره باتشو وخبطتهم هم في البحر
كانوا صيادين يصيدوا السمك زاد، مدنيين على طبيعيين زي انا. كيف انا مدني ومش مدني ولا باي احد اللي بلقمه عيش طعم اولادي بس. يعني اقول لك ممكن ما اروحش اهلي ما يشوفونيش.
طيب وانت بدك تضل تصيد؟
بدي ايش؟ بدي اكل عيش ووضع صعب.
Before the genocide, this gathering used to be called the Dalal. The Dalal is where the fishermen shows the people the fish they got. That we used to be at the seaport, Gaza seaport, El Garara seaport, and there are small seaports. You know, the Gazans are not allowed to build big seaports. So now we're going to ask fishermen about the challenges they face and the production or the fish they got. Is it enough? قديش لك بتصيد وكيف طلعت هنا ومعك غراضة؟
معيش غراضة، هذول من الغراضة الشباب اللي بتاعون خان يونس، بتاع شباب اصحابنا من هان من خان يونس. ما لناش احنا حاجة ولا شيء ضل لنا بالصيد. لا لانشات ولا حسكات ولا أي حاجة في البحر، كله اتدمر. من قبل الحرب كان يقول لك 5 ميل ممنوع، 3 ميل ممنوع، كيف ما بدهم اليهود يشرط ويمرط على كيفه. بوضخ علينا مي بيغطس الحسكات تاعونا. نرش المي زي هيك بطير البني ادم 3 4 5 6 7 متر عند ظهر اللانش، بقعد لغايه الموت.
طب وهل جيت في الحرب؟
وهل جيت في الحرب؟ يعني على سبيل المثال كنا هنا صيادين، طخ رمى قذيفه، رمت قتل 2، فسخ الحسك من النص، عم هي سقطها في البحر.
طب وانتوا ليش بتصيد رغم كل شيء؟
ما فيش الاكل ولا شرب، وين نروح؟ اذا احنا ما جبناش لقمه العيش بدينا بدمنا زي هيك ما بتجيش لقمه العيش يا عم، الله يرضى عليكم.
About 85% of the population in Gaza Strip is displaced, with many of them relying on the emergency food assistance, which is aslan severely limited. That means that many people now are surviving on 1 meal or maybe less a day. Unfortunately, all of this left people struggling every single day to find anything to eat.
Guys, check this. I found hens in the middle of a camp.
هاتوا هدول جايات من رفح؟ دجاج نازح.
أيوة.
Can you imagine even the hens, even chickens are displaced. And for almost a year, this is the first time to see hens. By the way, for months now, I have not eaten eggs. That's why people are now trying to have chickens, sheep, anything that can produce food for them. Unfortunately, it's not easy. A lot of struggles. Now I have a lot of questions to ask the owner of the chickens. So let's see the story, the full story with her.
والله لا، إن جيت للصراحة ما حدش بده يربي في هالحرب، لأنه ما فيش أكل وما فيش مكان. يعني هيو حاطينهم في قفص صغير وهن 8 دجاجات، يعني ضيق المكان لأنه ما فيش. وإحنا في النزوح شوفوا كليتنا على بعض، كتير خيام وكتير ناس، وما فيش يعني ما فيش الإشي مش متاح والوسع مش متاح.
البيض يا اما مش موجود بالمره بالبلد، يا اما موجود نتفه بس غالي. احكي لي، هل الدجاج ساعدك في هاي المرحله؟
والله ساعدني، مثلا كل يومين بيضه او كل 3 ايام، يعني مش كل يوم احنا بناكل بيض، يعني في الاسبوع مره بكون محوشاهم 3 4 ممكن اعملهم يعني مره، بس منيح افضل من لا شيء.
I'm now in what we call El Biyara of someone. So El Biyara is the piece of land in front or behind the home of someone. It's a small land where they plant their daily use vegetables or food. So now we don't have Biyara because we evacuated our homes.
and our homes and lands were destroyed. So people are planting on front of their tents so they can cover a little bit of their needs.
مزارع انا نشأت من طفولي في بيت مزارع، يعني الحاج الله يرحمه كان مزارع جدا عن اب، احنا زارعين لوز وزيتون ونخل وكل اشجار، واليوم انا جيت في المنطقه هاي بلشت ازرع. الناس مش زارعه لانه الحرب والناس شردت من اراضيها، وانا زرعت على سبه انه يكون عندي انتاج الي، يعني تفريغ هم الي كمان، والناس مهمومه. انا بس اشوف شجره بتكلم معاها وباخذ منها وبتعطيني وبودر وقت، يعني عندنا الحين فائض الوقت كثير فائض. حرمت وصل خزاعه، لليوم ما رجعتش خزاعه نهائي. لما انا شفت الدمار والانتاج تبعه كله راح. البيت 4 طوابق راح، 4 شقق راحن، بدرم راح. الاهم شيء الزراعه تبعتي راحت، جرفت، كلها جرفت.
والحرب هذه خربت الكل. اجى على بالي انه يعني اروح اجيب بذور. حكيت مع واحد صاحبي جاب لي بذور. اول ما زرعت الباميه انبسطت كثير، يعني نفسيتي ارتاحت لما زرعت باميه. وانا لما اجي الصبح وامسك المي هيك، اتعامل قنينه مي مخزقها هيك على سبه ارش فيها.
تفضل ساور. هذا المحصول كله هي راح، شايف انت كله راح. هي المحصول كله راح، اغلبه راح. اغلب المنطقه عندنا هنا تاثرت. الارض هنا مواسي خان يونس زراعيه، انه احنا هنا عندنا نازحين في المكان هذا، نازحين مواسي خان يونس حسب تعليمات اليهود. وجهوا الناس على المواسي والناس كلها هجمت علينا واعطيناهم مي قدر الامكان، ولكن الحين غير موجود المي إلنا وإلهم لزراعتنا والناس النازحين.
الزراعة يعني هذا إشي موجود في الدم، يعني ما بنقدر نتخلى عنه مهما كانت الظروف صعبة. يعني وبالأول وبالأخير إحنا كنا ننتج غذائنا بأنفسنا وننتج لشعب غزة، لأنه كنا كمان محاصرين حتى ما قبل الحرب. فإحنا اليوم يعني بدنا نعيد إحياء أراضينا لو بإشي قليل ولو بإشي بسيط حتى نقدر نحصل على غذائنا. يعني إحنا اليوم بنعيش في ظل حرب مستمرة ومجاعة حقيقية، يعني اللي بيهمنا في الوقت الحالي انه ننتج هذه الاشتال وبعد هيك تنزرع في الاماكن الخاصه إلها، ولا حتى ننتج منتجاتنا الغذائيه لو البسيطه نوعا ما. احنا في هذا المشتل البسيط يعني زرعنا وانتجنا البتنجان والفلفل واليقطين واللوبيا والريحان. طبعا هذه ال5 منتجات انتجناها في هذا المكان، يعني لا يتجاوز ال200 متر. كان هذا المكان عباره عن ردم وركام، فقمنا بإزالته وتنظيفه وعملنا لحتى نعيد اللي هو الحياة الزراعية نوعا ما لو بالقليل. بالنسبة للتحديات اللي بنواجهها احنا في حياتنا الزراعية الحالية، التحدي الأكبر اللي هو الاحتلال الإسرائيلي واستهدافاته المباشرة على المزارعين العزل والمدنيين اللي بيبحثوا على أبسط مقومات الحياة، وعلينا احنا كعاملين في هذا المجال يعني دائما بتصير استهدافات مباشرة أو غير مباشرة لأنه ما بنعرف شو الأسباب، إنه ما بدهم إيانا نعيش أو نكمل أو نحصل على غذائنا بأنفسنا، وإحنا يعني ما بنشكل خطر على أي حد، ممكن نضر أي حد.
I felt hope for a moment when I heard that someone is planting, and I've always loved the people of Beit Lahia because they're planting. Beit Lahia is green. They don't know anything but planting and farming with love to face all of this horror and all of this starvation. And now they killed this man. This man represents people and families and markets and many things that need to just go on. Look, something needs really to stop Israel. we can't be food sufficient 100%. Everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. We are still alive. We can't plant everything we need. We can't produce everything we need, but at least we can have some basil, some greens, some spinach, and plant them in our tents. Amnael is from Beit Lahia. Beit Lahia is well known for the agricultural areas, and before the genocide, it was one of the main producers of vegetables. Let's see Amnael and how is she planting here.
ما فيش أي شيء في الأسواق، وحتى إن وجد ما بنقدر إحنا نشتريه لأنه إحنا ماديتنا يعني حالتنا المادية سيئة جدا. فحاولت أزرع، هي هنا فول، هي هنا السلق، قليل جدا اللي نكتفي على الأقل ذاتيا الحياة اللي إحنا عايشينها، لأنه إحنا ما بناكل بروتين ولا كالسيوم ولا مواد.
في فلفل، في بصل، في جرجير، في تومة، وفي بقدونس، في جرادة، وفي خبازة، وفي فول وبازيلا وجرجير وملوخية، وفي نعنع وفي ريحان وفي لوبيا، وندير مية عليهم نهتم فيه. هدول الجرجيرات مني إلك.
شكراً.
Two days after murdering Khalid Nabhan, the grandfather of Reem, Ruh al-Ruh, the soul of the soul, I'm still thinking about the most terrifying thing in this, which is if you survived the first time, maybe you're not surviving the second time. And even if the entire world knew about you, saw you, heard from you, loved you, captured you, you're still not surviving. You're still gonna be killed because the killer is still free out there, doing more and more and more to kill you every day. Khalid Nabhan was our grandfather, but also was one of us and like all of us. And that at some point, maybe we're not gonna survive. Maybe we are also gonna be killed, and you will basically stop hearing from us or watching us, as simple as this, because the killers are still out there, free, with no accountability, with no one to stop them. The genociders are still there, and for more than 440 days, every one of us is being either killed or tried to be killed. Rest in peace, Khalid, Reem, and everyone we love.
I don't know how to tell you this, but yesterday I entered an old small store in Deir al-Balah. It was not destroyed yet, and I found these for Agatha Christie. Look, I read for Agatha Christie before, but not these books, and it's not that easy to find a book actually in Gaza these days because the libraries are destroyed. I lost my library in my home in the north of Gaza Strip, and I've been searching for a book since the beginning of the genocide. I found once, but after that I didn't. And finally, all of this, alhamdulillah, I was searching for a book talking about Palestine, the history of colonization in the Arabic region, the Palestinian cause, but this is what I found. But it's okay. It's okay. I have books finally. So yeah. Hi everyone, the Israeli army tonight targeted, burned and killed 5 journalists while working and covering the updates of Gaza Strip inside their TV vehicle. The TV vehicle was bombed in front of Al-Auda hospital in Nusayrat refugee camp. By this, the number of the journalists who were killed since the beginning of the genocide is 201 journalists. And this is the highest amount of journalists who were killed in any world in the entire history. One of the 5 journalists who were killed was Ayman al-Jidi. He was killed hours before seeing his first baby. He was working there in front of the maternity hospital where his wife was giving birth to the baby.
Hi everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. It's the day 450 of the genocide, and the Israeli army has just evacuated, took over, and invaded Kamal Adwan Hospital. Kamal Adwan Hospital was the last working hospital in the north of Gaza Strip for 3 months now. Since the beginning of October 2024, the Israeli army has been bombing and invading the hospital frequently, killing doctors, killing patients, and arresting people from the hospital. But now they took the patients and the doctors to Al-Fakhura Honorable School in Jabalia, which became a detention center, and then they took over the hospital, putting it out of service while it's the only working hospital in the north of Gaza Strip. It's not new. It's not new. Kamal Adwan, it's a new version of the Indonesian hospital, Shifa Hospital, and many hospitals that were targeted and raided by the Israeli forces. The new thing now is that it's the only working hospital. It was the only hub for the people who are still in the north of Gaza Strip. And by the way, they have been begging the world to move, begging the world to stop Israel. I mean, the hospital staff for months now, and no one moved. No single hospital around the world protested. No one moved to stop Israel from entering this hospital and targeting it. Now, the doctors and the patients who were inside the hospital are detained. No one knows what happened to them and what will happen to them, but most likely they will displace them to the south of Gaza Strip, as what they have done before with the people of Jabalia, with the residents of Jabalia and Jabalia refugee camp during the past 3 months. Sabah al-Khair. Good morning. This is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive in the day 450 of the genocide. And my people and I are blessed because the sun is not controlled by Israel or the US or any other power around the world that support and supply Israel to massacre and kill and genocide an armless, occupied, oppressed people for more than a year. Because it's the only source for us to be warm in the 21st century, in the year 2024, while the humanity, technology, energy sources are at the best in history. We're dying because of cold. And if you didn't know, more than 5 people died in the past few days in Gaza, in Mawasi area of Khan Yunis, because we are living on sand under tents and it's cold, it's freezing. كأنه هذا اللي كان ناقصنا. As if we are not suffering from anything else. Now we're dying because of cold. And the only way we are warm is to wait for sun. It's freezing. People are dying because of cold. And this is the only thing that Israel is achieving right now in Gaza Strip in Palestine. Stop the genocide. And ceasefire now.
It has been a rainy day. People are literally drowning. Literally. Has stopped a little bit, I think. It's gonna rain again. But people now are trying to at least get rid of the water that was already around the tents and in the tents. See this very traditional way, let me say. People are digging in the ground like this. Digging in the ground, then putting the water that is inside the tent and around into the hole, close the hole and dig another hole there and another hole here. As you see, this is how it looks. Tents are in the middle of water all over the place. Some people are just putting sands around the tents so the water cannot get inside, but just hear it from me, from someone who experienced this. It's useless. Water and heavy raining will just get inside the tent. يعطيك العافية. يعطيك العافية. العافية. شو هذا اخترق؟ مين عمل لك اياه هذا؟ شاطر جدع. بدأ. طب بيعزل مطر ولا هيك على الفاضي؟
ببطل يجيب مية وعين.
يعطيكم العافية. So, as you see, people do not have even waterproof jackets, not have blankets, do not have anything. It's raining. We cannot do anything for this. But you can do anything for this, which is to stop this genocide. I know that we don't have homes to go to, but at least we will have better conditions, better humanitarian conditions to live, to protect ourselves from winter, to deal with the cold. This is a very normal place right now, because unfortunately some other places are suffering more, especially the places at the shore, the people who are living at the shore, or the people who are living in other areas. This area is a little bit high, other areas are lower. So yeah. Hi everyone, I found a carrot. It's the first time since the beginning of the genocide to eat carrots. I found one, I shared it with 2 other people. This is my piece. Look, even if somehow you saw that sometimes we had food, okay? Vegetables, fruits, some canned food, but the amount and the kinds of that food that we can access to is really limited, okay? We cannot just have whatever we want. For example, for the greens, only the greens that we can plant, like dill, spinach, chard, I planted some. For potatoes, for example, sweet and normal potatoes, okay, because they are planted here in Gaza. And some types of vegetables and fruits, limited, because you know some international organizations were able to enter some aids. Some people planted tomatoes, for example, green pepper. Not always, but sometimes. Even the Israeli occupation allowed to enter very small, limited amounts of goods, their goods, to show that yeah, they are selling and buying, they are allowing products to enter, they are not applying a starvation, you know. It's all about the media, believe me. We don't have enough food. It's the first time to find carrots, okay? So tastes like mama. she used to make sure that all of us, I mean children, and to have the vegetables share daily. So no, doesn't taste the same, you know. Doesn't taste like earth. This is absolutely not from here. The taste is not strong, but anyways, carrots. Alhamdulillah. Oh my god. You know, the water inside, I feel it's running in my veins. Wallah, I'm not exaggerating. This is my feeling whenever I eat anything fresh, because the amount of food we have is really limited. We need also to control the food we eat. So, this boy made a tank. He's supposed to make a flower, a bowl, maybe a fish, I don't know, but not a tank. He made a tank. Look at this. My god, he used the pipe. By the way, these are wires and a pipe. He made this. It works. Look at this. مين عاملها انت؟ انت؟ شو اسمك؟ ليش عامل الدبابة؟
هيك عملت عشان نلعب فيه.
طب ليش ما عملت سيارة؟ ليش عملت دبابة؟
عملت سيارة وعملت فزبة.
عملت دبابة كمان؟ شفت الدبابة قبل هيك؟
دبابتين عندي.
وين شفتها؟
لما في الشمال.
انت من وين اصلا؟
من الشمال.
من وين من الشمال؟
من جباليا.
من جباليا. وشفت الدبابة بعينك؟ عشان هيك عملتها هيك؟ شوف. this is لما طلعتوا على الحاجز، مين كان معك على الحاجز؟
أبويا.
كلهم بخير؟ الحمد لله الحمد لله، أهم شيء. This is the art. If we can say it's art, but making it is art. It's not art, it's bullshit. And this is the artist. شكرا. Hopefully one day he'll make just more peaceful things. هلا حالك. Hopefully one day he'll just make more peaceful and useful things.
كان ياخذ رقمك عشان لما احتاجها معنا زي الطريقة.
Hi everyone, this is Bisan. I am still alive and talking to you from Gaza Strip, where more than 70% of the residential buildings were destroyed in a 1 year of ongoing genocide. But the question now is, where can the people who used to live in these neighborhoods and survived the destruction and the genocide live after all of this? After returning back to their neighborhoods in Khan Yunis, for example, finding their homes and their whole streets rubble like this. تعالوا 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 تعالوا. ايش بتزحلقوا؟ وين بتزحلقوا؟ اشوف. وين ساكنين؟ شو صار في داركم؟
انحرقت.
حرقت الدار؟
لا انحرقت، احنا نصها انحرقت، احنا لا نصها وقعت ونصها كويس. احنا دارنا كلها انقصفت. هي
طب وين عايشين؟
احنا؟ احنا هنا عشان احنا ضايلين على نص دار.
عايشين في نص الدار؟
هاي بيتنا، هاي بيتي قدامك. بيتي مكون من 6 طوابق. 70 سنة أنا من الشقة والبقى، لما علمت أولادي وجوزت أولادي وبنيت لهم، في لحظة مسحوا لي إياها بمحايا. 7 طوابق، هذه 70 سنة أنا ببني فيهم، مش يوم ويومين وثلاثة وأربعة.
أول ما أجيت هنا بطلع مش عارفة إشي، بس ما كنتش متخيلة الصورة اللي لما أجيت وشفتها بعيني. حسيت إني ضايعة، يعني ماليش بيت. البيت اللي كان قويني وكنت بتمنى أرجع له لقيته رايح.
بيت مدمر هي، وفش غير هذه سطرنا، حطينا الشادر، طايحة الدار كلها، هي الحيطان ولا شباك ولا باب ولا شيء.
ورغم هيك سكنت فيه؟
ولا رغم هيك وين بدي اسكن؟ وين بدي اسكن انا؟ لا في معاي لا اجار ولا معيش ولا اي حاجه. ايش وين بدنا نروح انا؟
عملت درج هنا في 3 ايام بعمل مدخل، وانا عملت مدخل. تفضل. يعني الشقة رايحة بس ضايل غرفة بمشي حالي فيه. أحسن من الخيام.
هذا البيت استلمته في 2015.
هذا غرفة ابني كان قاعد فيها، كان فيها تسريحة والخزانة.
كنا عايشين فيه، كنا سعداء مع بعض أنا وأولاد وجوزي، كنا يعني مرتاحين والحمد لله. هاي كل أجت الحرب دمرت كل أحلامنا وكل حياتنا.
كيف هلقيت عايش؟ وين عايشين؟
هينا عايشة بخيمة هنا وبتعذب ليل ونهار من الشمس ومن الدبان ومن الرمل.
مين عايش في الدار حاليا؟
جوزي أبو ضياء ومعاه ولدين عايشين، لأنه البيت مكشوف، ما بينفعش أنا النسوان نعيش هنا في البيت. لحتى الآن لسه أواعينا تحت الردم مكومات مش قادرين نطلعهن. هاي الجبال هذول اللي شفتيهم كل اللي تحتهم أواعي، إلنا حرامات أواعي أغراضنا كله لسه مكوم تحت الردم.
شغل البلدية الآن اللي هي مركزة في موضوع إنه فتح الشوارع بشكل يسير، لأنه في اللي هي معوقات كبيرة في هذا الجانب، منها موضوع اللي هي التنسيق. إحنا ما بنحكي عن إزالة ركام بالكامل، لأنه الإمكانيات الموجودة في البلدية جدا متواضعة ومحدودة.
شو بصير لو ما نسقته؟ مثلا لو دخلت الآلية تفتح إشي بدون ما تنسق،
تكون معرضة لخطر كثير كبير، منها ممكن اللي هي إنه يتم اللي هي استهدافها أو قصفها، ممكن إنها يكون اللي هي طبعا اللي هي المسيرات تيجي اللي هي على الفرق العاملة.
ولا إشي بيقدر يطول. الطوابق هياتها لا تسمح لأي بني آدم. أنا جسمي نحيف ما بستطيعش أمرق فيها. أنا هلقيت قاعد هنا، هيني قاعد في العريشة هذه. ما قدرنا نعيش في البحر خالص، مشاكل في البحر كثيرة. أنا قاعد بحاول أسس أنا أجيب لأولادي ومرتي وأولادي يسكنوا هنا. بديت بداية هنا، مطرت علي المطرة، لقيت النتفة هذه قعدت فيها لحتى أني أتم تكملة العريشة، أقعد أنا وأولادي فيها.
على ركام الدار؟ على
الركام. بدي أقعد على الركام أفضل لي.
شو معك أغراض هان؟ هات احكي لنا.
والله ما شنطتي وأكل يعني وملابس والمصحف اللي بقرا فيه.
طب بخوفش يا عم المكان اللي انت؟
والله الساتر هو الله، من ناحية بخوفش لكن الساتر هو الله.
بالنسبة لأن هي الأهالي ورجعتهم بيرجعوا على أماكن تعتبر خطرة، مليئة بالركام، مليئة بمخلفات الحرب، وهي رجعتهم للأمانة يعني على عاتقهم الشخصي.
As you can see here, people, because of the lack of the options, we don't have any places to go to. Al-Mawasi area is not enough. Building tents is not so practical, you know. You can't live in a tent or in the same tent for more than 6 months or 7 months. So people now are returning back to their homes and trying to rebuild anything, like any wall. Let me show you this neighbor. Look there. This neighbor, for example, is trying to build a room using the blocks of his destroyed home.
مقدوم فصل الشتاء وموسم اللي هي الأمطار، هذا ممكن يؤدي لانهيارات كبيرة في موضوع الأبنية اللي هي أصلا ممتلئة، وصعب إنه الأهل يرجعوا يعيدوها من ثاني إلا بمعاينة لها بالكامل عشان نضمن سلامة هذه المنشآت وعودة الناس هنا. هذه الأماكن طبعا غير مهيئة لأي مقومات أو لأبسط مقومات الحياة، لأنه ما غير مزودة بالمياه اللي تصرف للشرب، غير مزودة اللي هي بشبكات صرف صحي، شوارعها كلها مليئة بالركام واللي هي الردم والنفايات والمخلفات عن الحرب.
عملت الماسورة هذا الصبح برضه عشان قصة الحمام، وبحط هنا أحجار، بصفط أحجار 6 مداميك، بعدين بحط بطانية وبقضي غرض، يعني بمشي أمور. فالواحد يعني ما يغرقش في شبر زي ما بيقولوها، دبر حاله، بدك تمشي حاله. فلسه أنا بشتغل أول يوم يعني أخش الشقة لسه أنظف، فإنجاز هذا اللي عملته أنا يعني.
Each time I come to this place or to random places in Khan Yunis, I just got fascinated from the amount of bravery and resilience that the people have. Here behind me is a home. The first floor is destroyed and there is no entrance for the home. So people put a stairs here, opened a door into the wall of the next floor and kept their plants alive. مين صاحب فكرة الدرج هذا؟
أبوي اللي عمله.
طب شايف إنه صح الواحد يرجع حتى لو في دمار؟
هيك أحسن. ما إحنا كنا قاعدين عند الناس قبلها وفي الدار أحسن.
طب ما هي مدمرة.
دارنا أحسن من أي مكان.
بيطلع من داره بنقل مقداره. انا بقول انا اقعد على الركام افضل ما اقعد في قصر، لانه بيت ما حدش بيقول لي اطلع، ما حدش بيقول لي وين انت، ما حدش بيقول لي وين، لا بدفع اجار ولا بدفع حاجه.
اللي خلاني ارجع المرمطه، اتمرمطت يعني. غرفه في داري احسن من قصر برا بالنسبه لي يعني. واللي صار يعني هذا من غزه اشي كبير عظيم، مش مشكله اللي سووه، عادي جدا، فيش مشكله. الدور بترجع تاني تنبني.
وأنا بصور شفت هناك ناس بيعمروا.
والله غصب عنكم، انا غصب عنهم، انا عمرها مره ومرتين وعشرة، عندنا نعمر فيها اليوم لقيام وقاعدين لهم هان قاعدين.
بتمنى يبنوا لنا بيوتنا زي ما كانت ونعيش بأمن وسلام زي ما باقي كل الدول عايشة. ليش احنا ملناش حق؟ احنا زي الناس، احنا بدنا حقنا بس نعيش زي الناس، بس بدناش اشي تاني.
احكوا لي شو بتعملوا هنا؟ شوف
نتزحلق.
مبسوطين؟ طيب مش خايفين في فتحة هان؟ مش خايفين مثلا تقعوا فيها اشي؟
الشقة التاني.
طب ما حدش حكى لكم انه خطر تتزحلقوا في مكان فيه ركام مثلا؟ خطر ولا مش خطر؟ خطر. طب ليه بتتزحلقوا؟
عشان فيش مراجيح.
فيش مراجيح؟ طب يلا ماشي، سلام، شكرا. بلا حل، أطفال غزة بدون حل. بس منطقي، بتقدرش ترد عليه، بيحكي لك فيش مراجيح فبتزحلق على ركام البيت. Hey everyone, today I joined the Lil Nailak team in the water distribution and I found this. So it's worn, okay, the bottle is worn, so there is a hole here as you see, and instead of just replacing it because we don't have much alternatives, these people put this bag, plastic bag inside so they can still use it despite the hole here. So yalla. You're not kidding, yeah. Not kidding. Hello, that's it. Yeah, it's not easy to survive at genocide, but here we can give you some hacks and cracks, you know, because خلاص we're experts. Until we reach a ceasefire, we will have a full, you know, maybe we can say a book, a notebook, just to tell you how to survive.
خليها كمان صوريها.
خلاص تمام هيك.
فيها عندك.
يعطيك العافية. Thanks, سلام. Everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive. It's the day 467 of the genocide. It's 6 p.m. Gaza time now, and people here around me are waiting for the ceasefire announcement. I'm near Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. People here are displaced, hopeless, breathing, so tired, and just waiting for any announcement. You need to know before this that this is not the end of the genocide. This is not the end of the war. Israel's war against Gaza Strip, against Palestine. This is not what the Palestinian people deserve, and what this is only a ceasefire for the ongoing genocide. It's a two-phase ceasefire. The first one is temporary, and then maybe the second one will lead to the end of the current war. Again, this is not what leads to our freedom, to the justice, but at least this will pause the killing machine. This will stop temporarily our killing and the killing of my people. Maybe we are now gathering around the screens waiting for the announcement are not safe. So let's just pray that this phase is just the first step or a random step towards our freedom, and inshallah in the upcoming minutes I will post this saying that the killing of my people is paused so far. Finally it's official. After 467 days of killing, finally it's official. It's a ceasefire, but you need to know that this ceasefire is only a pause for the killing of our people, non-stop for more than 14 months until 30 minutes only. The past 30 minutes, we lost people, we lost civilians. Until now, maybe until tomorrow, until after tomorrow. Okay, so we need to know that people at least are happy and finally.
Hi everyone, so I was editing this long piece, working on this long piece about returning back to homes after the ceasefire, to the north, to Rafah, to everywhere, you know. And I met this guy. My God, his spirit is like nothing before. He made my entire year from now, okay? So yeah, keep on with him.
ايش هي اول خطوه بدك تعملها لما تسمع وقف اطلاق النار صار في غزه؟
على السريع على الشمال بدي اخلي الاولاد والمراه وانا اروح بذمه رقبتي باكاكيزي هذول وبرجلي الخربانه هذه وبقلب اللي خرطته اليهود واروع على الشمال. لو كانت الدار مهدوده برمش عيني بسوي لها عمدان. لو كانت الدار مهدوده بننو عيني بسوي لها سطح. لو كانت الارض متجرفه بجسدي بجسدي بسهمدها وبصلحها.
Everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive in the day 467 of the genocide. It's the 15th of January 2025, 5:30 p.m. Gaza time. I'm heading to Nasser Hospital, where we will cover the people reaction to the announcement of the ceasefire.
It's official. It's finally a temporary ceasefire. Finally, the killing has stopped.
وطمنا بطل الواحد يمشي بخوف، ينام بخوف، نصحى على القصف، ننام على القصف، ننام من الخوف، يعني في الشم.
صرت اتصال مع الابره ان شاء الله. هذا بكون ايش؟ نروح سلمين بدنا صوره عن جد جماعيه ان شاء الله.
So the guys here are already celebrating when they are going to the north, okay? Now they're planning, okay, what to ride and where to go and when to go. So yeah, that's a very important thing. يا ابو رفيق
نص مبسوط.
الو، خلصت الحرب يا ابو رفيق، يلا على الشاطئ.
مبروك يا رفيق، مبروك مبروك.
مبروك ان شاء الله. نتقابل هناك يا رب يا رب يا رب يا رب. الحمد لله. نستنى نسمع صباح الخير.
ندق السيارة نطلع خلاص نروح
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله ان شاء الله حبيبي ان شاء الله
ان شاء الله.
يلا يلا يا عمار.
It's the next morning and I'm going now to hear more from the people in the camps and in the streets about their opinions about the ceasefire. Will it be a permanent ceasefire? Are they willing to rebuild, to return to the north of Gaza Strip or to Rafah, wherever they came from during the genocide? What are their feelings towards the ceasefire? Unfortunately, since yesterday, since the announcement of the ceasefire until this moment, more than 70 people were killed by the Israeli bombings in the north of Gaza Strip and in the south.
والله شعوري فرحة بس زعلان كتير كتير كتير. أصدقاء راحوا، حبايبنا راحوا، وبيتي راح، ودينا أنا في الشارع وبفكر كيف بدي أروح ومش مروح. بس
أنا انبسطت لما صارت الهدنة، بس ليش ما عناش دول إخواني الاثنين ماتوا. ما انبسطتش كتير، بس المهم بدنا هدنة ونخلص الحرب. أنا اسمي حذيفة نازح من رفح، ولما نرجع نقوم هذا الحجار وهذا نعمل مكان الدار خيمة.
على السريع على الشمال. بدي اخلي الاولاد والمراه هان وانا اروح بذمه رقبتي بعكاكيزي هذول وبرجل الخربانه هذه وبقلب اللي خرطته اليهود واروع على الشمال. لو كانت الدار مهدوده برمش عيني بسوي لها عمدان. لو كانت الدار مهدوده بننو عيني بسوي لها سطح. لو كانت الارض متجرفه بجسدي بسهمدها وبصلحها. بكفي اروح اشوف الهواء الطبيعي، الهواء النقي، العصفور وهو بغرد في الشمال.
In case you didn't know, صح, the announcement of the ceasefire was yesterday on Thursday, but it will begin on Sunday, and that means about 3 days. Now, unfortunately, Israel is not wasting any chance to kill more and more people and to commit more massacres because the bombings has not stopped since yesterday in the north and in the south. Unfortunately, we lost dozens of people, friends, mothers, fathers, journalists, activists, children who were just like us waiting for the ceasefire for more than 467 days. Unfortunately, they just lost their lives before seeing it, before seeing their beloved ones, before going back to their homes. Hey everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive in the day 472 of the genocide, and it's now 8 a.m. Gaza time. In 30 minutes, the official ceasefire announcement will be out. But before this, you need to know that this is not the end of the occupation, nor even the genocide. What is happening now is that the genocide is just slowing. It's becoming slower, and the media focus is decreasing, because there is still an occupation, stealing land, killing people, arresting people, an apartheid occupation, chasing Palestinians everywhere, in Gaza Strip, West Bank, everywhere. Palestine is not free. 80% of Gaza is destroyed. We have a death toll much more what we think it is, what was officially recorded. People of Gaza lost their homes, their jobs, their businesses, their families. Gaza itself lost a high number of its workforce. And all of this does not guarantee that the war criminals will be held accountable, brought to courts, or even be punished. Can you imagine? By the way, also it is a temporary ceasefire. It's a temporary truce for 42 days only, and it can be extended. Okay? So what you need to know is that Palestine and Gaza changed the world forever. The world has changed by the blood of Gaza, and it must not return as it was before. The resistance and steadfastness of my people helped them to survive. But also your awareness, your boycotting, your seek to boycott Israel and its supporters to end colonialism made difference. So be aware, this change must go on by you and by us, must be even louder and faster. In a few minutes, I will post more videos of people celebrating here the ceasefire, but by then, think of my speech and think more how you can change now and how you can carry on your fight, because Palestine is not yet free. Colonialism is eating our lands and our worlds and our lives every single day. And this is not what we are fighting and what we fought before to achieve. Okay? Yalla, salam. Free Palestine!
وحتى نارك جنة، حتى نارك جنة، جنة جنة جنة، تسلم يا وطننا، جنة جنة جنة، تسلم يا وطننا، يا وطن يا حبيب، يا ابو تراب الطيب، يا وطن يا
Hi everyone, I am in Rafah now in Tal Sultan, near to Emirati Hospital. See this place, this yellow and green small room? I used to spend the whole day working here with other journalists, and it took like 3 months. I lived here for 3 months. This is Tal Sultan neighborhood. As you see, it's demolished. I barely recognize the place because of Al-Emirati Hospital and Al-Qadisiyya School on the other place, because yeah, they are partially damaged. Look at this, like buildings there destroyed, but this is still here with the logo, so I just recognized it. As you see, some people are already started building or putting their tent, making it of wood, as you see, and some people there are cleaning floors of their partially destroyed homes. As you see, no floors, I mean no walls, I'm sorry. So they're gonna live there. Some are having stuff of their homes, their destroyed homes, from under the rubble, and then moving back to their displacement camps. So for me, the ceasefire is not the end of the genocide. The ceasefire is not even the end of the suffering. You know, people are still suffering. People are taking their stuff from under the rubble and going back to their camps. They're gonna live in Mawasi area for the rest of the winter, in tents, maybe for summer and maybe another winter, because these millions of tons of rubble needs months to be removed in an optimistic view, and maybe more and more to be rebuilt. So I'm so sad. So sad for what we are living now. Look, you can see the whole street while I'm standing here because everything is destroyed. Look at this. So guys, I'm here in a destroyed home, also in Tal Sultan, in Badr camp. This swing survived. This toy also survived. Some clothes here. And that's the view. Now I'm going down, and I'll just show you how it's even hard to go down and up the rubble. يعطيكم العافية يا جماعة، الحمد لله على السلامة. لا تقلقش. هاي نزلنا. Survive. يلا, let's go. Carry on the work. Look how dusty. This was a street. So they destroyed the street, they flipped the soil, they even crashed the sand, so it became dust like this. Look at this. When I'm working, look at this. Yalla, let's go. This is stone, small one, from the dome of Tiba Mosque. This mosque is huge, literally huge. I found this. This means a lot for me because I used to make sure that Rafah is okay. When I see the dome of this mosque, because it's huge, I used to see it even from Mawasi Khan Yunis. It was blue, strong blue, royal blue like this. I used to say Rafah is okay. Then, now we're back to Rafah. I got displaced many times after it, and this is the mosque. Look how huge is it. شوفوا المأذنة. It's closing the street, and it destroyed, when it collapsed, a home. So I'm gonna keep this. Our mosques.
It's not the first mosque. Thousands of mosques were destroyed even during the genocide, even from other places. An important thing is that the mosques are, and actually the mosques and the churches are targeted. Worshipping places are not safe. So yeah, we're gonna leave now. But again, the same question: where are the people who used to live here are going to go, and what are they going to do just to remove all of this rubble? So look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Do you remember when I posted something saying لماذا أراك في كل شيء? Isn't that familiar? Isn't that the Palestinian map again and again everywhere? I'm gonna keep this also. I have this.
وانا جاي وبدق الباب امي بتحب الارض فربينا حب البلاد ومهما كبرنا ما نسينا كيف الكتف الدكة كيف انسرقوا بيوتنا كيف انطردوا جدودنا ومهما كبرنا ما نسينا.
Hi everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive. It's the day 5 after the ceasefire announcement in Gaza Strip, and just an hour ago the Israeli army targeted an apartment in Tal Sultan neighborhood in Rafah and killed 2 people who were cleaning their homes, cleaning their flat, literally after it was partially damaged after the Israeli invasion to Rafah, in a trial to get back and to end their displacement to get back to Rafah. But they were targeted and killed. That's not the only casualty actually, because other people were killed in Rafah. At the very first day, a person was sniped in Rafah. We lost also 2 people in Rafah because of unexploded bombs, Israeli bombs. So the thing is, everyone is thinking that the genocide is over, khalas, Gaza is free. But the reality is the Israeli tanks, the Israeli soldiers, the Israeli army are still in Gaza Strip. The targeting is still ongoing. Less, yeah, that's true, but it's still ongoing. 2 people were killed just an hour ago in their home in the west of Rafah, in Tal Sultan neighborhood, while cleaning their home. 2 people were killed. They were waiting for the ceasefire. They lived, they survived the ceasefire, and now they were killed. So this is a problem. Everyone is thinking, no, khalas, no war, okay, no genocide. We are all the media is covering the return, people witnessing the destruction of their homes for the first time, people grabbing their beloved ones from under the rubble after months of being trapped under the rubble. But no one is thinking enough about the ongoing targeting and about the existence of the Israeli army in Gaza Strip, and about also what is happening in the West Bank right now, which requires literally a lot of videos clarifying what is happening in the West Bank, how Israel moved the genocide from the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and how khalas, the genocide is only reallocated. It was not even posed. And by the way, I'm so far until now in the south of Gaza Strip waiting for the army, the IOF announcement to know when to return to the north. So yeah, keep an eye here, keep an eye. Everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I'm now at El Emirati Hospital in Tal Sultan neighborhood in Rafah. This is the 6th day after the ceasefire. I used to work on this hospital frequently, documenting the pregnancy and the newborn among displaced women, and during the genocide circumstances. I do know the places here, the rooms, the ICU, the incubators. I do know everywhere, but after I saw the destruction here, everything was burnt, everything was destroyed. Look at this, everything was burned. Even rehabilitation is almost impossible. Everything is just destroyed. Yeah, and look, nothing can be usable again.
This is the operations and the ICU and the cesarean rooms. It is destroyed and burned. Look at this. It's not flattened. The hospital is not flattened. From outside, you will see that the hospital is okay. Inside, this is the circumstances now. The painting, even look at this. Look at this. Even the painting of the walls is burnt. Nothing remains. The pharmacies, the doctors' rooms, the nurses' rooms, the lobby, everywhere. So yalla, this is the Emirati hospital. You need to know that the Emirati hospital is among only 2 hospitals working on Rafah. Abu Yusuf al-Najjar hospital that was destroyed, and the Emirati hospital, which is a maternity hospital used to serve women of Rafah and even displaced women in Rafah. Look at the stuff here. It is burnt. Look, even without searching them, without anything. The UNICEF boxes, the stuff, look at this. Look at this. The stuff used for the patients in the hospital were just burnt, even without searching them, without opening them. There is no doubt that this is just a hospital, but it is a way to make our lives miserable, to put them out of service. And yeah, and I met a really brave people here cleaning, only neighbors of the hospital, not even the Ministry of Health, not even anyone. The neighbors of the hospital are now cleaning. مرحبا، كيف الحال؟ شو اسمك؟ قديش عمرك؟
11 سنة.
أنا بعرف إنه أنتم مش موظفين هان، أنتم صغار على هذا الموضوع، ليه بتنظفوا؟
ساعد البلد.
شو؟ He's saying that they're helping their country, they're helping their place. That was the elevator, I see. So yeah, this is the Emirati hospital right now from inside. By the way, other buildings around the main building that I am in right now were destroyed.
السلام عليكم، مرحبا. شكرا لكتاب السامة لكل المعاملة الكويسة. شكرا للأكل والشرب والملابس. شكرا للشباب اللي كانوا يحفظوا علينا ويديروا بالو علينا من كاسف. وإن شاء الله يكون الكل يوم سعيد وأحسن يوم وكلنا نكون بخير. يوم 25/1.
So today the Palestinian resistance Al-Qassam posted this video from the second exchange, hostages exchange between the Palestinians and the Israeli occupation. Okay, and the ladies here are saying in Arabic, in Arabi, thanks for the Palestinian resistance for the lovely treatment. Thanks for the Palestinian resistance for food, water, and clothes. Thanks for the Palestinian resistance, the Palestinian fighters for protecting us from the Israeli bombing. And the last one is saying, hope you a lovely, a happy day. Actually, dear, it was not a happy day because due to the deal, Israel must allow the Palestinians who are displaced for 15 months now from the north to the south to go to the north again. But what Israel has done right after the exchange, they prevented the Palestinians to go back to the north. They prevented us. I'm still in the south waiting. Actually, this is not everything because we are a very welcoming, generous people. The ladies here are in Gaza seaport, the remains of it. Because Israel bombed it and destroyed it several times during this genocide, while it was one of the main and most important places to hang out for Palestinians and for Gazans because of the besieged Gaza. Now, ladies here, they visited the most popular place or hangout spot in Gaza. So this is happening while the Palestinian people is deprived from food, water, and clothes
from safety, and from being heard or being in a good health or a good mental health for 15 months now. Not only this, that's also while the Palestinian hostages were taken 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, being tortured in the Israeli prisons, most of them without trials, and most of them just because they're Palestinians, and then coming out after 40 years in the exchange and being expelled outside of Palestine without even seeing their families. This is happening while the Israeli occupation officials and presidents and ministers are treating Palestinians like animals and less, are saying that we must not eat or drink just because we deserve this. But for me, personally, I was not expecting something less than this, because we are a very generous, brave people. My people is the most people on earth that deserves life, because they are treating people like this. Even if they are enemies, even if they had blood on their hands, even if they are occupying us and destroying our lives for more than 76 years. We're protecting them from their own bombing. Meantime, I'm watching our hostages, our beloved people who were taken by the Israelis for 4 decades, losing weight, losing health, losing their minds, getting out without having any family, without having anyone still alive after 30 or 40 years in the Israeli prisons, being tortured. We already lost a lot of them, being raped to death. Yeah, fair. That's fair. Long live resistance, long live Palestine, long live the Palestinian people. The most ethical people on earth. This world, again, does not deserve us. Shukran. Hi everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive, and today is the day 9 after the ceasefire. I am now going back to the north, guys. Waiting in the line with thousands of people, thousands of vehicles, waiting because the line is just advancing slowly because of the checkpoint, because of searching of the vehicles, but it worth, Gaza worth waiting, so I'm gonna wait. But before, you need to know that we have been trying to cross to the north of Gaza Strip for 3 days. Today is the 3rd day, okay, for being here and for trying to go. It was delayed, I mean crossing to the north, but at the end, إنها حق. At the end, it happened. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. Okay, so I'm not showing that excitement because I will only believe it when I open the door and put my feet on the land of Gaza City in the north of Gaza Strip. Because it has been a while, guys. I mean, 15 months. I was literally surviving for this moment only. Okay? I packed a lot of stuff, especially the cameras and the power banks and the microphones. I'm going to check my home, if it's still there or not, to see my family. And I really miss them, and to document and to record what has happened to the north of Gaza Strip, because I've been away from the north for 15 months now. So yalla, I'll keep you posted and post everything. Today is the 27th of January 2025. I left my home in Gaza City in the 10th of November 2023. Can you imagine this? It's been a while. Yalla, alhamdulillah for surviving until this moment. Hopefully we will go safely to Gaza. Yalla. Guys, that's an update. It's now 7 a.m. the next day. We've been waiting now for more than maybe 14-15 hours. It's moving. We're getting closer to Gaza City, to the north of Gaza Strip. I'm now in the street. The destruction is here. People are going back to their homes here. I've been interviewing people and they were telling me the same thing. We don't know if the home is there, is okay or not. But whatever is the condition of the home, we will camp over the rubble and live in our city. So yeah, this is the spirit of the Gazans now after some of them for 20 hours of waiting. After 20 hours of waiting. Hi everyone, this is Bisan again. We are waiting in a line now to go to the X-ray, to searching the vehicles. You need to know that the withdrawal of the Israeli forces or the Israeli army did not happen like peacefully. They left the road of Salah ad-Din as it is. No, they blocked Salah ad-Din road. They bought tanks and their checkpoint is still there in Salah ad-Din road. They opened another road on the lands of people and over the rubble of homes like this. Now we are waiting in this road to go somewhere else. Okay, another road to reach the checkpoint, the new checkpoint or the searching. So no, nothing is that easy. Nothing is so peaceful. Yeah, they withdrew. No, these are psychopaths. That's a killer machine, a killing machine that cannot be stopped. Okay, they're literally seeking all the time to kill people or to make them uncomfortable. Of course, nothing can be easy for Palestinians. That would be easy. I mean, the road between Rafah and Beit Hanun, the far south and the far north, before the Israeli existence here was 40 minutes. Now it took me 24 hours waiting in the car. And, of course, a new roads here over the rubble of the people. Look at this. And of course the tank is there. If you see it, you see it. Putting the Israeli flag. فشرته. Yeah. I am walking behind me the American soldiers. The road is about 200 meters. The area is bulldozed and changed. Definitely it was prepared. The checkpoint there. يلا دهمان. أحلاهم وهم مرفعين العلم. هاي العلم كمان. So yeah, we are returning to Gaza. This is the area, everyone. This is the area, everyone. This is how people are walking. And on the other way, the cars, the vehicles. People are so happy. People are so happy. My God. Started to smell like Gaza. Their existence here is only temporary. Their existence here is a matter of time. We are walking back to our land. We are walking back to our homes after 15 months. No matter how. Okay? We're getting back to our homes under their eyes, but they cannot do anything to pretend to prevent us from getting back. They changed the whole area, but look at there. The universities of Al-Azhar, Al-Islamiyya and Al-Isra, Palestine also, they were all demolished to make this isolated military area. They demolished the universities. They destroyed the educational system to build a military area a military base so they can kick people out of their lands and prevent them from going back. And even if they are going back, they are watched, they are searched. This is the mentality that we are dealing with. These are the colonizers that you are protecting and saying that they are defending themselves and that they are funding the sustainability of the democratic states in the Middle East. That's it. But alhamdulillah, we're back. Alhamdulillah. We made it to Gaza, to North Gaza. We made it. This is Gaza. That was South Gaza.
ماشي عبيد حنون استنى
يلا عبيد حنون طوالي. الحمد لله وين دهمان. Wallah, we made it to Gaza. I've never thought that I will be able to come here safe, you know. I was 100% sure that this moment will come, but when, how, I was not sure. But here again in Gaza, they destroyed the whole area. Hello. الله يسلمك يا والله هنا في غزة. ماشي تقلقش.
ولا
غزة اعطيني علمي. اعطيني علم. فجرة هل غصب العلم ولا عذاب. عايزين اوصف لي البلد من وين؟ So we are now in Beit Hanun, and this man stopped us, asked us for water, and to call anyone to remove this. Look at this. This is an unexploded bomb. Unexploded. It's here. He's telling us that he's making a tent right there in the place of his home that was destroyed, and he has kids, so he needs anyone to remove these. These are unexploded bombs, as you see. He asked us for water because they don't even have water here. So we stopped to tell that, okay, water, we can help in water. But he told me that dozens of tons of rubble, we cannot remove them. I'm trying to make a tent, and then he told me, but please ask if anyone can take these. Okay, we are in Izbet Beit Hanun or Beit Hanun city. This is the area. If you know anyone who can help, if anyone sees this video, okay? يعطيك العافية. It was 3 floors. Can you imagine? It was 3 floors and it was flattened to the high of 1 meter. Can you imagine? Look at this. He's now just making a tent. That's crazy. Unbelievable. Terrifying. I've never expected this. I can't believe it. I know all of these areas because I lived here for 4 months after leaving Khan Yunis. But this is beyond anything that can be understood. Hi everyone, this is Bisan from Gaza. I am still alive, and today is the 2nd day after the ceasefire. Today I am going back to Rafah. People of Rafah were displaced 8 months ago, May 2024, when the Israeli invasion started in Rafah. And then after that we were not able to go back. And I made a piece talking about Rafah, saying that Rafah will be destroyed, documenting the main places and neighborhoods in Rafah last May also. You cannot allow the Israelis to still bomb Rafah claiming that people evacuated. Now we are in Rafah. It's really crowded, and people are still here.
هاي المكان زي ما انت شايفة ولا اشي، مش قادرين نستصلح حاجة. احنا طلعنا من رفح على اساس انه اسبوع ونرجع، ما خدناش ولا اشي معنا ولا حاجة خدنا. حكيت لاولادي روحوا يما استصلحوا اي اشي حتى لو غرفة، بدنا نستر حالنا فيها. زهقنا من الخيام، زهقنا من الرمل، زهقنا من الحشرات اللي بتطلع علينا واحنا نايمين. لما اجوا الاولاد صوروا لي البيت زي هيك، حالة من الصدمة صار معايا، ما توقعتش انها تكون رفح هيك. رفح دمار. هذا البيت انبنى حجر حجر، شايفة كيف حجاره بيلمعوا؟ حجر حجر انبنى. ضلينا 10 سنين، قبل الحرب بشهر خلصت كسارته. جوز كان يقول بده من الطراز الحديث، انا بدي حجر قدسي، انا بدي احقق حلمي في هذا البيت. ما ضلش حلم، ما ضلش، كله راح.
So sad. I used to walk in these areas and now I cannot even recognize anything, literally. I don't know where are we now. But on the other hand, I lived like 4 months here. Right in this place, right in this neighborhood, in this square. And I barely recognize anything. I recognized the Emirati hospital because one of the buildings of the hospital is still standing with the logo. That's it. This is the only place I recognized in whole Rafah. Look at this. See this place? The yellow place, like a small room. I used to live here in this small room. It was like a small shop. I took it and I lived here.
Oh my God, look at the size of the missile. Only the size of it. That's my foot. The US-made bombs is all over the place, and it's not only that they exploded already once. We lost someone yesterday because of the unexploded bombs.
والمية اللي كانت تجينا مش نظيفة، وكانت الشوارع كلها عبارة عن مجاري مش أكتر، وكان الأكل الكابونة اللي تجينا عبارة عن معلبات بسلة، ما فيش حاجة تانية، بسلة ولحمة للبسس. لمؤاخذة يعني فكرة بنناشد إن إحنا لازم يطلعوا لنا بما يرضي الله. المجتمعات الإنسانية وين الإنسانيين، وين المجتمعات، العالم العربي والإسلامي.
This is a huge mosque that I used to see even when I am in Mawasi, Khan Yunis. The dome used to be like this. Okay, now that's the mosque. Look, it's huge. It's destroyed. Also, another familiar thing you can see whenever you enter a place after the withdrawal is this retenver. Al-Masjid al-Fakhakh means that the mosque is full of explosive material and it's not safe. So I'm not gonna enter more than this, but this is the area. This is Al-Qadisiyya school. This used to be the entrance here. Thousands used to live here, displaced. Inshallah, I will find the place where I was displaced. It's like a separated room in the school. My family and I were here. It's the only building in the entire neighborhood that is not destroyed or partially destroyed. These digs, ups and downs in the soil here is because tanks. I used to live here, right here. So yeah, that's the place that I really wanted to see.
and 5 floors flattened like this. People dig into the rubble to find anything they had to take it to their displacement again.
احنا عادي يعني انا جاي على اساس نلاقي بيتنا ونلاقي يعني اغراضنا موجوده، بس هاي فيش ولا بيت ولا حاجه.
شوف ابن ايش بيعمل قاعد، هاي بنلملم له شويه برابيج عشان بكره ان فكرنا نرجع هنا نلاقي لنا شويه يعني ميه نسحب فيها نعمل فيها. اكيد انا كنت متوقع اني انا اجي اعين كل الردم هذا واحط خيمتي، بس هلا ما بقدر، هضلني مكاني. ليش؟ ما بقدرش اعينه، ما بقدرش لاني بدي ماده، والماده صعبه. والركام كثير. الركام كثير مش على قد بيتي، هنا يمكن بيجي اكثر من 6 بيوت هنا. بس هنا محل بيتي هذا، فما ذلك البيوت الثانيه. مع ذلك كانت دارنا رائعه جدا جدا جدا، كان بماليش شهرين، والله ما إلي شهرين وفصلاه، ما فرحت عليه.
I cannot understand how this can be removed and then rebuilt. How and where people who used to live here are going to live or go.
الحرب خلصت بفكرك؟
الله أعلم لسه، لبعد 40 يوم إن شاء الله نرجع للإبادات تاني، نرجع للموت، نرجع للمجازر. اللي انبسطنا له إنه بس المجازر إنها وقفت، أما إحنا ننبسط إنه عشان ننبسط، ما ضلش شيء ننبسط، ننبسط إنه في إلنا بيوت، فيش إلنا بيوت. الحاجة الوحيدة اللي إحنا حقن الدماء هو بس إنه في وقفت المجازر، وقفت الإبادات، هذه الحاجة الوحيدة اللي إحنا انبسطنا إلها.
من سكان منطقة بدر أو مخيم بدر اللي هو مقابلنا شارع الإماراتي، بس مفترض بيتي في المنطقة هذه يعني على السطح من هون لقيته نازل لتحت، ومن الجهة هذيك نازل لتحت، وهنا مخليلنا إياه، فقررنا نعمل القعدة تبعتنا في المنتصف هين. اليوم اللي قبل الهدنة بيوم كنا كلنا قاعدين ومش قادرين ننام، مع إنه نعسانين مش قادرين ننام، لحد ما نمنا وصحينا والحلم تبعنا تحقق، والحمد لله رجعنا على بيتنا كل سلامة. وبحب أوجه رسالة لليهود، حتى البيت اللي أنا فيه والمكان الموجود فيه هذا ركان بيتي، أنا مكان ركان بيتي حأبني وأعيش، وحورث هذه الشغلة زي ما ورثتها من أهلي، حورثها لأولادي ولأولاد أولادهم من بعديها. هذا المكان لنا وهذا الوطن لنا، وإن شاء الله حترجع كل فلسطين كاملة من النهر إلى البحر.
الحمد لله على السلامة. That's the Palestinian core. People are so tired. It's impossible to rebuild all of this like in an easy, fast way process. But I know and they know that we don't have any other places to go to. This is our homeland. Anywhere else is not our homeland. And if we are here, then خلاص. We're gonna accept it, we're gonna rebuild, we're gonna be patient, we're gonna have faith that we will have justice and freedom and we will live normally one day.